Yes, Daddy.
So, to start this off, the bear cut your HP in half.
Please don't. Are you serious? I'll come. Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
joking. Just
Alright.
don't say shit like
Just
that.
don't fucking do it again.
The recording caught that, by the way.
HP.
Yeah, I know the
Been
recording caught that.
scared.
Alright,
It
so,
stays in.
where we last left off, our party took a bit of a detour, went over to that Imperium starship, ended up finding a bunch of skeletons, got some interesting things, and then left. Went all the way back to Galeda's vault, showed them the profits of your adventures, he seemed to accept it, and now you all have been waiting for several days within this dark tomb of a complex. What are you all doing?
Yari just going, if he has free time once again, going to try to get more of the coding done to see if he can figure out more stuff.
So my question is, do any of you have, like, eminent goals? Like a genuine thing that you are heading after right now?
I think we should all be discussing how to get our hands on a group vehicle.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
My new weapon needs more ammunition. It literally only has 1 round.
So, listen, guys, we're kind of up Poops Creek without a paddle here, without a,
Actually,
some,
I think I'm
fly-ass
going to
wheels.
use the scrap I've collected to see if I can start making
Way to
a...
cut him off, Tyler.
So we have a few options. We could try to barter with our lovely host. I'm not gonna lie, he kind of scares me. Seems like he's a bit more metal than, squishy, bleedy bits, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. As he says very quietly.
He hasn't
Galeda's not looking up from his work.
He hasn't done us wrong so far.
Oh, yeah. We probably can't go into any civilization places, so I think buying a car might be off the table unless we can find how do you say, an intermediate, a middleman?
I've already explained why we shouldn't be heading into the city to go get a vehicle.
Or
Galeta has already expressed that he may be willing to part with something if we can scrounge up the credits. And I would like to remind us all that we do have an active vehicle pod, but not enough to actually buy anything out of it. So, if anyone would like to contribute to that, then I suppose now's the time.
I have 82 credits.
Alright, well, I wouldn't if I were you then.
I
As you say this, I will.
I have 80. So...
As you say this, I will, I guess, throw a purse onto the table in a figurative sense of 500 credits.
Alright.
My entire take from the last mission.
Okay.
Add that to the pod.
That'll put us up to 2,450 for a vehicle.
Now, I do have another very serious question.
What's that?
What are we gonna do? Not the whole vehicle thing. Like I said, we're kind of
In general?
up Hoops Creek without a paddle. How? What are we gonna do?
Well, we're wanted for treason, and I assume
Exactly.
if we get caught,
How are
our
we gonna
heads are
fix
going
that?
our heads are going to be rolling off a chopping block. I don't know how we fix that, but we need to be able to fend for ourselves.
And secondly, do we have any plans on trying? If what that elf lady was saying, do we have any plans on trying to stop a potential imminent war?
Elf lady?
I don't think it's possible to stop the war.
I don't blame
Yeah.
Tom. It's hard to tell which of them are male and female.
I think it was. I don't know. It looked feminine. I don't know. The only elf person I know is
Sal?
Sal, and look, he has me confused at times, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I mean, is he a guy? Is he not?
We're going
All
to
right, let's
brush that
deviate
little-
from
We're
this
going to
topic.
brush that little remark under the rug and move on.
Anyway, so
Listen, the Syndicate still remains to be the largest player in our current area of operations. I'd love to not have them on our ass, but
Getting off planet's going to take some doing.
The only way that I can
We're
think of,
barely
We're
even
big
able
problem.
to afford a ground vehicle, much less a ship.
the only way that I can think of to prove our innocence is to find this woman that framed us and
Force
extract.
us or do our hit.
If I know 202, she's going to be well out of reach.
She wouldn't have been able to dupe us like that if she was, you know, not slippery as shit.
Clearly, your buddy Stursk was under the effects of her influence.
Regardless,
I doubt she was legitimately employed by him.
the crux of this argument is that the people that could potentially clear us are well outside of our reach, and I do not know how to reach them.
I think the fact of the matter is we're just going to have to live with the fact that we are outlaws in the syndicate.
Maybe at some point in the future we can prove ourselves innocent, but right now, my primary interest is in surviving.
Agreed.
Yarich nods as he works trying to get parts for a drone
Which
setup.
brings me back around to another point of yes, survival means we have to be able to move when we want, where we want. So the prospect of group transportation is of a very high imperative. This planet is hostile and wild, and for the time being, that actually works to our advantage. It's hard to conduct a manhunt whenever half of the population of the planet wants to kill whoever's conducting the hunt.
Of course. Now, we do have 2,450 credits in a pot for a vehicle. I imagine that we were aiming for 3,000, but we might be able to do something with what we have now.
Maybe
And
we could.
I don't want to point fingers or cry over spilled milk, as it were, but we were in a much better position back when we had something to trade in, and now we don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It is what it is, and there's no point in dwelling on our loss of profits, but I
It
think...
just means we're going to have to work a little harder to get that vehicle now.
Yes, we should talk to the old man in terms of more concrete terms as to what he can offer, what he wants
I'll
from us.
ask again. It seems like most of us are fairly destitute, and Enkos gave all he earned from that job. Did anyone else take credits in lieu of an upgrade for our last mission?
Yarich shakes his head no.
No.
Yeah, so at this
Okay.
point, do I have the
I nod my head.
Galade's syringe caster?
So, as you are discussing this, eventually this shuddering mass of machine and flesh wanders over towards Timothy and just shoves this long silver stick into your hands and kind of expresses, "There you go. Took a bit of work, but it's finished now. And a little extra." And he kind of passes over another credit chit. "Couldn't put too much into this without more expensive components, so maybe this will make up for the difference." And he hands you 300 credits.
And Tom immediately takes the credit shit. Well, thank you, Mr. Galeda. Hands it to 447. Hands the credit shit to 447.
Once I have the credit shit, I'm going to put it into our vehicle pot, which will bring us up to 2,750 credits. Alright, well, I'm thinking maybe we should see what we can get with this. This amount of money isn't nothing.
It is by and far the most we've had so far, and I think we should absolutely pursue our best options with this.
So,
Galeda is a very skilled craftsman and a whole very strange technology. We should talk with him and see what he can offer us.
I do recall that our new traveling companion was paid in credits, but given he is currently not with us at the moment, we'll have to make do with what we have, and maybe when he comes back, I don't know, maybe just let him hold on to that money if we manage to get something of what we have. And with Sal being MIA for the past few days, I think, Enkos, you're likely the best candidate to secure us a deal for a vehicle. Remember, we're looking for something rugged that can handle the rigors of our job and can seat all of us, not necessarily comfortably, but functionally.
Gladly.
So I'm going to hand over the credit shit with 2,750 to Enkos, and I'm going to tell him, whenever you're ready, go see if you can get something from Galeda. I'm thinking we're going to want something that can seat up to 10 people, just to be safe. but 8 is a safe minimum.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I'll go talk to the old man and see what he has for us. So
I
after
nod my
this, I
head.
will. After we say this, I will go ahead and stand up and dust off my trench coat, the still old loaner that I received in lieu of my actual piece of equipment, and I will find my way to Galeda's quarters.
So I imagine that at this point he's probably like shambled off, but you do find him at his workstation in the center of the facility. He's just kind of sitting there busily messing with something, adjusting tools in very precise manners, and working on what appears to be his latest project.
As I spot him probably hunched over his crafting bench doing what he does, I will give a light knock on the door, indicating that I'd like to.
There is no door. He's in the middle of a wall-less, like, bunker, essentially. He is
Okay.
in the middle of the facility, right next to the entrance, surrounded by nothing other than work tables and a
Well, that's-
singular spotlight.
If that's the case, then I will amble up to him, find a wall or a pillar to lean against, and I will brace myself against it and draw his attention to myself, waiting for him to finish his current project before he turns attention to mine.
A minute passes, and then 2, then 3, and he's
There-
not looking up at you.
During the time, I kind of just observe him doing his work until I eventually become impatient and speak out. Listen, Galeta, I'd like another. I have another conversation to broach with you.
And
And I need transport, and so does the rest of my group. You've mentioned you have a lot of interesting archaic technology. What would you have as far as group transport for, I'd say, a party of about 10?
you want a
you're willing to
vehicle
sell.
that can transport 10 people.
Something that can transport us while being strong enough to survive the perils of our daily lives, yes.
And considering your last delivery, what do you have to offer, as well as your current reward?
2,700 credits pooled up that can be paid up front.
And brings up a single clawed finger to his chin, just kind of scratches for a little bit. That is not too terribly much. I do have junk for sale, if that's what you're interested in.
If that junk can be made into something useful, then I'm interested. You know very well that we are not rich of resource or of time. We do have a skilled engineer that can make this junk into something usable, but I just want to know what my options are from you.
Very well, I suppose we can go look at our current stock. He gets up from his workbench, setting the thing down in a much less hostile manner than when you first met him, as if he is not quite so bothered at being interrupted now. And he wanders over towards the elevator in the rear part of the facility, beckoning you all the while, just kind of like the grouchy old man he is. You eventually board the platform and hear it clink as it starts to lower. And along the way, as you're passing through the multiple layers of this honestly kind of rusted and rundown facility, you pass by the cupola that Indoom's tread is currently being suspended in, and you see a flurry of sparks in the midst of the darkness as if he was undergoing serious retrofit. It's just as soon as you see this that it disappears into the darkness and you continue descending further and further.
As we go downwards, also pardon the background noise, as I see Doom's tread is being vigorously repaired and worked on, I want to ask Ugleda, so how's our cumbersome friend doing right now?
He's doing fine, physically at least. Mentally, you would have to take it up with himself. He seems determined as of late.
Determined to...
Do you not recall? I'm sure he's expressed it to you more than once.
I have not broached many conversations with him.
He's going after Anarchy's reign. The person who led to his own death. The death of his loved one.
Right. I suppose it's my fault. He's been a great help to us, and I have spent very little time with him. Regardless, I'm glad to see that you're helping him.
It's an old debt. I tutored the one that he was obsessed with.
I nod as we go further down.
Eventually, the lift, which is rather slow, hits the bottom, and you see a dull light begin to flicker and illuminate several junky-looking vehicles. And as he crawls into the center of the room and just starts pecking through all of them, eventually his vision kind of settles on a singular one. It's large, covered in assorted welded scrap metal pieces, and honestly looks like it's definitely not professionally made. It's ragged, it's almost like a Mad Max style vehicle in its assembly. I was originally designing to scrap this one for parts. It's one of the raider vehicles from the Northern Wastes.
As he begins talking about it, I would like to walk around it, kind of reviewing its features, seeing how many could seat, its general quality of construction, whether it looks rugged or not.
You get a sense that it seats 9 and pilots 1.
A one-man cab with a 9-person bed, kind of a. I imagine this is almost like a more apocalyptic version of the vehicle that we broached earlier, the LMTV with the flatbed.
Definitely.
Okay, interesting.
Seems like there were a lot of these vehicles surplus in the facility. Not in the facility, but on this planet. A lot of them aren't seeing military action anymore, so they're just finding their way into the civilian markets.
Yeah.
As
Galeta seems to have salvaged one that is, like, torn down.
Well, as he talks about this and I review its features, I would like to ask if I can. No, I'd like to ask several things. Does it start?
It should. Give me a moment, and he's gonna crawl up onto the side of it. And as opposed to, like, moving his relatively large mass into the vehicle, instead his arm extends out several lengths beyond that of a human. And moves and presses the ignition, the starter, and the vehicle begins to... You can hear that it's a deep percussive rumble, that this is a combustion engine and needs actual fuel. Refined oil.
Oh no. Upon hearing the start and the roar of the engine, I will briefly walk up to it and place my hand upon its chassis and feel the repercussions of the engine and think, maybe I'm not the right person to judge this, but I do like the looks of this, but I need a second opinion. And then I look up to Galeta, who is probably sitting in the passenger seat or in the driver's seat.
Oh, he is, like, on the outside of the passenger compartment, just kind of, like, extending his fucking bender arm into it.
As he's hanging on from the side of the chassis doing this, I would like to yell over the roaring engine, "You mind if I call in my expert, a second opinion?"
Makes me wonder why you didn't bring him to start with.
Fair
Any
point.
case.
And then at which point, as he says this, I will bring in my comm unit and a call down to your H. Hey, take the lift and head down. I've got something to show you.
Yeah, it's a couple of
you
minutes.
just go-
Take anyone
eventually.
nearer you in case they want to look at this thing too, but I might have found transportation.
I'll grab 447 if he's nearby.
Great, yeah, I'll go along and take a look.
I guess I could take a little
I
gander.
don't know why we aren't all going. Let's just fucking head down.
This is a case of me just wandering off to ask him and getting a
Yeah.
quicker answer than expected, so therefore.
I mean, I did tell you to fucking go there. We should have all gone, but whatever.
I mean, if I see everyone else going, I'm probably gonna be like,
Yeah,
So
like
the
I said,
entire-
whole party's going down there to take a look at this fucking vehicle.
as
The
everyone
entire
comes down
party
here, I
spends
just
about 10 minutes getting to that point.
as the party comes down, I like to imagine them just like wandering upon the scene of this giant fucking sputtering black mess of a machine, and as I walk around, the tires kind of like Well, I walk around it, kicking the tires and checking the bed, and just kind of noticing, man, this thing has a lot of fucking rust on it.
You know the war rig from Mad Max?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but it's a
Yes.
lot boxier.
So as I hear the deep rumble of this thing and approach, I'm just gonna raise my voice over the sound of the engine. What does this thing run on? Anger?
I think it's some form of refined crude oil. Oh, you were making a joke.
Where I
Yari
come
just
from,
going
most of our
joke.
vehicles ran on hydrogen.
Yari just going to go underneath the cab and check out the mechanics and see how the wheels and all the gears are hooked up. See if everything's looking nice.
I mean, you go under and you do see that it is a bit outdated, but the tech itself is like sturdy and built for the ages. You get a sense that it probably wouldn't have made it here in this state if it weren't built Ford tough.
Ford tough.
Truck month. Ford truck
You
month.
know what your problem is? It's a Ford. You know what Ford means, right? Fix it again. Tony.
Spells Fiat, you dumbass.
That's a Fiat, Dale. Fix it again, Tony.
Ford A150, Apocalypse 150.
Christ. So,
Alright.
you get a sense that this thing is a pretty solid vehicle even without a check. It's old and probably needs like to be like resupplied with fuel or at least having extras on hand.
It could use a little bit of a tune-up, just a little.
Probably.
God damn it.
Yari
Hooper. I
sh-
fucking hate that video you just posted.
Yari just going to sit back for a moment, and one of his first ideas is, what would it take to get a hydrogen engine installed on this?
You're talking about, like, taking this thing's combustion engine out and replacing it with a modern hydrogen one.
Yes.
You can give me an engineering check. There's no standard practice for these vehicles having that done to them, so this would be a personal project that would require funds and time.
Well,
Maybe
I
later,
can s-
down the road.
Nothing's impossible, but it is certainly improbable.
Kind of like
So here's my question.
it'd be kind of like putting a diesel engine in my fucking F-150 out
Yeah.
back.
It would be
So-
insane.
Yeah.
but
The question here then is, how hard would it be to procure fuel for this thing on this planet?
That's probably the greatest question.
well, there are relatively abundant supplies of oil on any given life-sustaining planet. So, I imagine it's not too difficult.
Well, if your reach is giving it his
Does it
silver.
have seatbelts?
Does it have seatbelts? Look at it. And he kind of gives it a shove. And you see that there is sheet metal welded to
I'm
it.
gonna grin behind my helmet. Does it have air conditioning?
Let me check. He reaches over and he clicks a button and you hear a weird whirring sound. Yeah,
Holy
yes it
fucking-
does. The pilot
Holy-
compartment anyway.
Holy
Holy,
fucking shit, it does.
holy shit. Okay. Well, I'm sold.
I start looking about.
Some weird
Hooper
raiders
will
that
get
like
this.
air conditioning.
Hooper will get this. Does it have a troop strap?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
What are you talking about?
It is a band that goes along the back of the fucking tailgate to keep people from falling out.
You want me to like strap some
Don't-
weird shit on there?
Don't worry about it. It's nothing.
Well, if you're telling me that, one, we can find fuel for it fairly easily, two, it has air conditioning, and three, your reach gives it his seal of approval.
Yari holds a thumb.
If nothing else, it looks quite sturdy. How much do
Tim
you
Tom
want for
walks
this?
up behind Yarich.
Not
Picks
so
him up
familiar
and
with these
holds him
types
up
of
Simba
vehicles,
style.
but seems to be fine.
Tim Tom comes up behind Yarich, picks him up Simba style. Alas, the moth friend has spoken.
We might be mistaken for cutthroat marauders, but beggars can't be choosers.
Well,
Yeah,
we can always,
sure,
we
sure off
can
the
always paint
spikes
it.
eventually.
Well, what's your asking price for this thing?
Everything you've offered, and no more gifts from me.
2,700 credits then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for
So
a running
if
vehicle,
you're giving him 2,700 credits, there will be 50 credits left over from that data chit.
right? I forgot the extra 50, but
It's
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
said-
about this out of character. It's your choice whether you want to fucking mention that or not.
I said 2,700, although being that he is helping us and this is the entirety of the fund, I will cough up the entire thing over to him, and
Fair
I will
enough.
ask.
What's the
I will
credit
ask
to his
for
robe?
one favor.
Yes.
The appearance of this thing is quite rusty and battered looking, isn't it?
Are you wanting me to buff it?
I would like for a paint job that does not make it stand out so much.
I mean, depending on where you're going, the radar camouflage should be quite suiting.
Like I said, beggars can't be choosers. Maybe we worry about the paint once we have a little more disposable income.
I mean,
Understand?
hell, let alone the fact that I'm parting with this for 2,750 credits. That was the agreed upon allotment, right?
Yes.
It is. You know what? I apologize. I accept the trade offer. Would you take it?
Did I mention that this vehicle is worth somewhere around the realm of 6,000 to 7,000 credits?
You hear
I-
Tim Tom
In
just, like,
material
take-
parts and salvage.
I hear him say 6,000 credits, and I look back to this fucking battered rust bucket, and I look back to him and say, how and why?
Well, the material composite is fairly solid. The engine block is sturdy. It's more about the salvageable materials than the vehicle itself. It's
Consider
old, but it's made of things that are pricey.
Well, you pitch a strong sale, and I have no choice but to oblige. For the price of 2,750 credits, I would take this vehicle. And as I say this, I extend my hand out to him in a gesture of a handshake.
He's just staring at you.
I shook his hand a few days ago and he didn't seem to reciprocate.
This is a customary human tradition. Whenever making a great trade, one shakes the hand of the other to confirm the deal.
Are you implying that I'm not human?
Honestly, I don't know what you are.
I am not
He's-
implying anything. This is just a tradition. If you do not wish to oblige, that's fine. This is just something that's normal for me.
He's something a little beyond human.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit arrogant, don't you think?
It's fine.
Well,
never
you've
mind.
clearly put a lot of work into your upgrades.
I don't mean to offend Galeta. It's just a tradition. I will pay it no mind. But thank you, regardless. This will help us greatly, and I appreciate all that you've done for us.
As you're about to withdraw your hand, you hear a clink from his end, and you see that his shoulder joint has, like, snapped into a new position. And this much larger hand reaches out and just kind of takes a hold of yours with these bone-thin metallic fingers.
I will note that he is squeezing probably just a bit too hard, and this is a little bit painful, but I will grimace through it, and I will take my other hand, clasp it over this metallic skeleton, and just say, well, I'm glad we've reached a consensus.
I imagine he
draws
says that
in.
through gritted teeth.
None of these hands were meant to handle flesh.
It's fine. Regardless, I'm glad that we all managed to reach a conclusion here.
I'm elated that we finally have proper transport after, what, a month of hoofing it?
No kidding.
The moment I knew the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me.
What the fuck are you talking about, Timothy?
I'm not. I didn't say that in character.
Well, regardless, we've got this new vehicle to take care of. Yarich!
Yarich holds up a claw to his forehead and says, "Yes."
Give it a once-over. Make sure that,
I
all the
did.
fluid levels are... Oh,
Tim
well, that was fast.
Tim Tom kind of like sits there. Can I help?
Yeah, we
With,
just
like,
need to
these
make sure
big,
this thing
like,
is,
eyes of wonder, like he's learning something new.
just make sure this thing's seaworthy, that all the seals are intact, that the fluid levels are adequate, and that this can carry us on our next objective.
All right. Is our next objective to head to Gilead for a little bit and regroup?
I
or
don't know why it would
Hey,
be.
Levi, I
Yes.
actually have a very serious question about Kiliad. Does Kiliad get regular information from large cities?
So, before the Raider incident, yeah, no, they would eventually go out and basically converse and talk up the towns and purchase spare parts and medical supplies and trade out what they actually produce in that town. However, with the coming of the Asheville Bandits, all of that was kind of closed down and, no, for lack of a better term, they were isolated from the larger community.
So we got rid of the Asheville Bandits, correct?
As far as you're aware, yes.
Okay. So,
so
Tim Tom's actually going to kind of bring that up,
We no
like
longer
in
have-
quiet. I don't think we should all walk in there. I think maybe one or two of us, some people with familiar faces, could go there just in case they've heard things that could compromise our.
I'm not sure we
Social standing
should
in
be
the town.
returning back to Kiliad just yet.
I mean, the entire
We-
reason we wanted to go back was to return their buggy as well as a suit of armor for Stu. If we don't have at least the buggy, then maybe we should wait.
Well, we have the town car that we intended to replace the old buggy with, so we're still able to return that.
Just
right,
saying.
and I assume you still have Stu's old armor.
I
but
do. I want to get a new set before I go back there. This
Out of
this
out of
hunt, this
character.
I kind of hold the hunting rifle. This is ready to go back into the hands of its owner, but I don't want to make multiple trips, especially not now that we're wanted for treason.
Out of character, I thought you had a replacement set for Stu's armor.
No, it was upgraded.
Yep.
Hey,
I'm wearing the same
Levi,
set of
another
armor he
thing.
had. I just got it upgraded.
Right.
would my relationship with Stu be that of a friendly relationship?
Yeah, no, Stu's actually one of the people that introduced you to the town. He's the person that helped you get, like, your little nest set up.
Okay. I almost said Amram. Tim Tom's gonna kind of look over. He's like, look.
You hear a sound from the vents. Just like a cracking sound.
The sounds of bones being eaten. Never mind.
Regardless.
Roller.
Fucking stop! Regardless. Listen, even if these people
and-
did have such a great problem with us, this is gonna sound like a bit of a dickhead thing to say, but I don't think they could do anything about us.
Look.
I want to return the
Iliad has
favors.
treated me right. All right. Just if we go there, just let me talk to Stu. Him and I, he's a good guy. Him and I, we see eye to eye. Just if we go there, let me go in first. Talk to Stu. See
We
what
should
they
wait. We should wait until we tie all of our loose ends with these people. Wait until 447 can replace his suit of armor, and then we should go. I don't want to pay return visits to people that could potentially sell us out.
I
I
wanted
have no
to
mic right.
hire
know. Who's a good person?
I wanted to hire a mechanic to replace the one that died, but I think that's far out of the question with our social standing.
I quite frankly have not entertained that option for a while. We are fairly well buried.
There's no way we're going to be able to make good on that, but we can at least give them that car and return the rifle and armor I borrowed.
I
You
might
hear,
try.
you hear kind of a
returning-
shuddering sound. And you turn over to see Galeta. Kiliad.
Do you know
Wait.
the place?
Was that near that ruined bastion? And the other
Yes.
vault?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a small settlement of former, I suppose, serfs of the Stinham family. You know the place?
Well, at one time I was happy to say that I worked at the Parandor Keep, but that time is long past. I passed the position to Phoebe. See how that works out now. I did notice the vault coming online, though. You wouldn't happen to have been involved with that, have you?
We
were there.
Yeah. We are quite involved, actually.
Out of curiosity, do you recall what was contained within that vault?
We
A
took an
big old incomplete ship.
Tim
we
Tom.
took an extensive inventory of the vault's contents.
Oh, yeah. Yari just go and put it up on his pad and send it over to Galeta.
We were hired by Zacharias of House Senum to go through and take a stock of everything. It's
He
been
kind of looks over the detailed shipment and is glossing over the rest of the information that you're feeding him.
it's been long enough that he may have sent a team to do some recovery by now. But regardless, he is aware of that vault.
Well, judging from the increased energy inputs and, well, waste product and increased visits, I would get a sense that, perhaps more is going on there as of now than it was before.
Likely the Stenums. I know you're also technically House Baldor. How do you feel about the Stenums?
They were one of the various families under the Beldor banner. I didn't quite have an opinion of them, I just did my work.
So
If you're asking me to move to Killia, that question is...
I kind of raise up my hands defensively. No, we could never convince you to leave this place for some
I doubt you and
country
Zacharias
town.
would get along. I very much doubt that you and Zacharias would get along well anyways. He's rather stuck in his ways.
Tom's eye twitches at the word Baldor.
You brought up the vault, so I figured that something there may have interested you.
Well, there are numerous amounts of technological relics left behind, but if it is being occupied, I'd rather not risk the conflict.
Understandable. We have a decent working relationship, or at least we did before we got framed with the Stenums. So we'd rather not burn that bridge either if it's not already been burned by recent events.
If you intend to leave soon, you might have a chat with Volknir.
That's worth doing. Do you have any other work for us by chance?
As of now, the work that you've given me is, far more than adequate. I doubt I'll be leaving this place for some time.
Kinda nod my head. We'll try to keep in touch. And I guess with that, we should go talk to Volknir.
Oh, and the thought did cross my mind. I did give you that rifle, but it does lack ammunition. So here. And he's going to toss Vaku a couple of magazines. Four
Nice.
to be exact.
Thank you.
Still not a lot, but I don't exactly have the precise round that weapon uses lying around.
Better than nothing.
Are you playing favorites? My rifle had full ammo when you gave it to me.
Well, that rifle's a single shot, and the ammunition it uses is expensive and eccentric.
Of course. Very well. We'll talk to Volknir and then we'll figure out our next move.
Alright. Yarge is going to shut down the engine so it doesn't waste any more gas.
Oh, yeah, speaking of gas, what's the gas gauge read on this thing?
Do you look at the gauge?
Yeah, I look at the
You
gauge.
climb inside, and you're actually kind of shocked at the fact that this thing doesn't rock whenever you clamber onto it.
Wow, this thing has really good suspension. I mean, gee willikers.
But you cross over and look into the cabin, and you find that it is right now halfway full.
We got a half a tank of gas.
I mean, that'd probably be about 100, 150-ish miles of fuel, I suppose.
Regardless, let's go talk to Volknir, then we'll figure out what we're doing next.
Right.
It seems...
So you will board the lift.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eventually, you make it about halfway towards the cupola, which in Doom's tread is being worked on.
Get lost, bro.
Clambers to a stop, and the lights flick on. You get a sense that the reason that this place is shredded in darkness is the fact that Galeta doesn't need it to see, and just to conserve power. But
I'll be back.
the shuddering frame kind of moving as the different parts are working on him and replacing bits and pieces almost looks like a skeletal frame of the mech that you had seen before. Components like limbs are being taken off and worked on, and it looks like even the chassis itself is different than you last saw it. It is not speaking to you. Not right now.
In that case, I'll go ahead and approach and raise my voice. Volknir, you're not napping on the job, are you?
There's kind of a sputter, a couple of sparks in places that you didn't realize could spark, and then a simple speaker on a machine next to you. One of the computers, the terminals, kind of sparks to life. Hello.
Just figured we'd check on you after the last stop.
Check on me. Why?
You took a pretty bad hit.
I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Galeta also said that we might want to talk to you before we leave.
Before you leave.
That's the idea.
Very well. I shall not be accompanying you.
I see.
Why not?
Yeah,
I
I
have
suppose.
business to conclude. There are lives that must end. And you do see that, like, there is a lot of work happening to his chassis.
Well, in
There are
that
weapons
case,
in the distance, there's new plates that are currently being fastened.
I understand. Seems like we both have friends to find.
And to call her a friend would be an insult to all I'd ever known.
I was being facetious. Look, you find those sons of bitches. You wipe them off the face of the galaxy.
I have but one target. The one who reigns over anarchy.
So, this means Aspect can't stay with you.
He just kind of... There's a little bit of a shudder, almost as if he was acknowledging your statement.
Well, in that case, you know, I was curious about something. Galeta, he seems like he knows you, said that he tutored your loved one.
Your question?
I guess I was just wondering what exactly relationship you had with Galeta. What were you two to one another?
He was Phoebe's teacher.
That's it?
My personal relationship to Galeta is one of complicated status. Before everything went to ruin, he was a badgering nuisance. The main person that I went to for my mech composite, the frame, the weapons. After the war, though, he's changed. Still clinging to the past.
Was he always so...
Okay, I'm back.
what's the word? Augmented?
If you can imagine, he once looked like you. Nowadays, though, I fear he is more scrap than man.
Clearly.
That's saying something, and you almost evoke a laugh from the being that is literally turned into a war machine.
Well, if you're scrap, you're some of the best damn scrap I've had the honor of fighting with, Volknir.
I must ask, if you have such business to attend, do you wish us to help you? We owe you a great deal.
I
And even
don't
if you-
like goodbyes.
And I don't either, which is why I'm saying that maybe we should continue our partnership.
And realistically, we have very little better to do. We're wanted for treason.
At the very fucking least, you've saved our lives, and I feel like I have to repay it to you. While we conducted our business in the city and traipsed around, we left you in the wilderness by yourself, and I feel quite guilty for that. Maybe
Like
I'd like
a
to make up for
dog?
that. Yes. was treatment unbefitting of your status, and I'd like to make that up to you.
There's this long period as if he was thinking about something. And the path that I am walking is one that you cannot tread. I have a feeling we'll cross each other again. But for now, this is something I need to do alone.
Yarich kind of
As it
frowns
stands, I'm a dead man walking. The path I tread is one that I should never be on. But if you insist, I'll leave you to it.
Godspeed, Volknir.
But that the terminal is going to begin to flicker out.
Thank you for your help. Yari's just going to begin hanging back.
I will not say goodbye because I do not think that we are done yet. As you said, we should meet again.
You know you're talking to a blank computer screen now, right?
No,
He could
he's...
have hit. I'm pretty sure he could. He can still hear us, or else he wouldn't have responded in first place.
I will just leave what I said at that.
So,
As Tim Tom's about to leave, he respectfully nods his head and best of luck to you. And walks away.
All right. Well, I guess we should get our vehicle and hit the road.
Hit the old dusty trail.
hey, old trail. So you all are going to get into your vehicle.
Yep.
What's the destination?
I
Good
say
God's
want
question.
the others. I say we go for the other set of rooms that we never hit up.
I'm pretty sure Doomtread hit that one up in our absence.
No, he hit this place up. He went somewhere else, didn't he?
I could have swore there were some other ruins that he scavenged on his own while we were busy. He came back with upgrades, and I'm pretty sure he would have had to have gotten those parts from somewhere for Galata to work on them.
Well, regardless, if Galata doesn't have work for us and we have our transportation.
Yeah, well, we need to figure out what we're doing next, because at this point I'm kind of lost.
Same.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do either.
So I imagine you all board the vehicle, begin to leave the vault, and just start kind of working your way down a trail. Maybe slow to a stop just to get an idea of what you're gonna do next.
Yeah.
I guess there is the option of us going back to Gilead to pay some part of the debt back if we are really desperate for things to do, but...
I don't want to make return trips.
Yeah, I don't want to risk encountering any syndicate forces if we go to Gilead.
I think that we'd go about our trip very, very much unmolested, but maybe
Like I
they could
said,
have work for us, but I doubt that.
I
That's
want
just me.
I want to go there once, pay off everything that we need to pay off, and then not return.
I have no idea what else we do after that.
I mean, I personally would like to, in the future, clear myself of this guilt, but I
Not
I
feasible
don't-
now.
Not by even a long shot.
So it's about this point that all of your comms simultaneously beep, and you begin to hear just this very loud, startling professional voice going, "Please stand by for a very important announcement."
At this point, I will stop talking and then bring up my comm unit and turn up the volume to see what the fuck this is all about.
So all you receive on that end is fizzling static. Almost as if white noise were intercepting and kind of just blotting out whatever it is that you were supposed to receive.
Computers check to try and decode the transmission and/or bring it into focus.
Go ahead.
Can
I'll
I
do the same.
insist?
You want to do it to one, or do you all want to try it on your own?
I'll do it
keep-
on my own.
Let's.
I think.
Is it
we should
possible I
try
could
it
do
on
an
my-
engineering check to try to, like, tinker with it?
Yeah, why not?
I don't have any skill that could clear this, so
I'm
D6
probably helping
on-
Yarich. Like, hey, what if we do this and that?
So, as you all are trying to get your shit working, Yarich and Vaku, your computers seem to catch a hold of the signal that's fickle on the wind, and you kind of get about the message half away in its
Remember stand.
what is it? Reproduction, recitement, whatever. And what you catch is a familiar voice. You had heard it at the gala. It is the voice of the High King, Tiberius.
Tiberius.
And you catch him about in mid-sentence as he's going. And the events that have transpired over the course of these last few weeks have been a fatal blow to the decades of diplomatic progress we built together. With the death of the Beldor family line, the Dominion's nobility are outraged and are actively baying for blood. As High King, it is my duty to preserve the peace of this realm and the prosperity of its people. And that is why, with a heavy heart for things to come, the Draconis Dominion hereby declares war against the United Nations of the Syndicate. And that is where the message cuts out.
Shit.
As soon as he says that, I kind of slam my head in the back of the seat.
Tim Tom's more or less just staring at the phone as that message ends.
Oh, 202, why have you done this?
Great. Now thousands are gonna die for the for the interjections of a meddler.
I want to know why she did this. She shouldn't have a horse in this race.
Oh, she does, and she's bet quite heavily on it.
And
Yeah, but why?
Oh,
She-
fucking
she-
no.
the thing that still gets me is the fact that she's helping what once was hollowed. Is she not?
It doesn't seem like she's helping anyone.
Hey, BRB.
She's instigated a war against these two larger powers. The Hallowed Courts. Look, they're their own power as far as I'm aware. They don't. Unless I've really missed something, they don't swear fealty to Draconis. They're their own galactic power. Or at
As
least-
far as you are aware from the accumulation of information that the party has gathered, the Draconis Dominion probably played a significant role in the court's past, and they're like fast and steadfast allies. But you don't get a sense that the Dominion pays fealty to the Hallowed Court, which is the superior in this matter. The Hallowed Court would be definitely older than the Draconis Dominion.
Their allies in the Hallowed Court is much, much older. There was no Draconis Dominion around when I was fighting the Hallowed Court. This war, I don't know how it would benefit the Hallowed. Frankly, it doesn't seem like it benefits either the Syndicate nor the Dominion. The fact is, Your Reach, I don't know who Tuatua is helping aside from herself, and even then, I don't know how it benefits her. And I don't know
Your Reach is-
very much about the military capabilities of the Syndicate or the Dominion, but it's going to be a bloody war, and I don't think either side is going to easily overpower the other.
Especially in this remote sector.
It's going to be protracted, and there's going to be a lot of people who die who didn't need to.
So, I have to think that, maybe trying to find out why this third party is intervening in such a, great deal of the galactic discourse. I don't fucking know. I want to find this woman that has framed us, and I would like to bring her to justice. And I'm pretty sure that these sides would pay greatly for this information, but I don't even know where to start.
She was my
At least
sister
not
once. I want answers.
So Yari's just going to think about what he and his mentor did. What kind of work did he do exactly with his mentor?
Your mentor was fascinated with ancient technology, stuff that had been forgotten. Matter of fact, he spent most of his life dedicated to unpacking the secrets of the architects, which, as far as you were aware during your study with him, the architects were the main rival of the Hallowed Court in ages past, and the relics that they left after their destruction are mythic. Matter of fact, the terraformer on this planet was actually of architect design.
So no wonder I was able to work with it so easily to some degree.
I mean, considering you were studied or tutored by rather one of the best archaeologists that this side of the sector has to offer, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to pace around. So, I'm starting thinking. That tower that I activated, that's an old architect design. One of the main forces against the Hollowed.
Have I heard of the architects? Is this something I'd be familiar with?
Oh no, they were a thing that happened way before the fight with Concordia.
It's not ringing any bells.
But, and so, the only thing I can think of is finding my master and getting a second opinion from him. He would know a lot more about this stuff than I do.
I think this is less about the technology and more about the reasons behind the sabotage. This 202 character has incited war and blamed us in the process. I'd like to know why she did this.
We were just convenient scapegoats.
Yes, I don't think we have anything to do with this. We just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I'd like to know why she's doing any of this in the first place. And I'm sure the parties that are currently throwing blows at each other would like to know that they're being set up. But we'd need damn compelling evidence to make them do anything.
If we could expose this conspiracy, we could stop this war. But that means finding her.
Could we do it in time? That's the big question.
We're not going to be able to stop it before it starts. But we could stop it before it
gets too bad?
I hope.
I hope so.
At the very least, I'm sure that if we find out the root cause behind this and clear our names, we should be heralded as some types of heroes.
From what I
some great deal of
from what I
cute and
saw
prize behind it.
from what I saw of her, she was everything she was when we were active and more. I'm definitely not ready to face her, and I doubt the rest of us are either.
Yeah.
Moreover, we don't have the means to get off planet.
I seriously think we might want to get in contact. As much as it may pain you, 447, with Voyager. We might want to try.
We're all painted by Voyager now. They know about Aspect.
Yeah.
At this point, we just have to choose the lesser evil.
They
Voyager
tried
would
to
sooner lock up
they tried to
study us.
quarantine all of us.
They would sooner lock us up and study us than do anything useful for us.
Exactly.
How can we be sure?
Because it's the most likely scenario.
What do you mean, how can we be sure?
Okay, how can you be sure they do anything other than fucking rip our
From what
skin
we
off
know
and
about
study us?
the last interaction we had with Voyager, they tried quarantining us and containing us. And moreover,
afraid of us.
Moreover, now we're wanted. We're marked. And Project Voyager has to be very well embedded with the Syndicate if they were able to just snatch me off the street based on Syndicate profiling records. Any contact with Voyager is contact with the Syndicate as far as I'm concerned.
Understood.
And don't get me wrong, I am going after Voyager still. I haven't forgotten about my damn armor.
What do we do? How do we stop this?
No.
I seriously want to know what
That's
they
what I'm
did
saying.
on the
It's
first.
beyond our means right now. What do we have to our name?
We need to
Ram-
figure out.
what's in our name?
A ramshackle troop carrier, some guns, and a bit of ammo. That's not enough.
I'm sorry I've been quiet the whole time. It's just, I don't know what. I don't really know what we could do.
We're being hunted by entities that are far beyond our means. We have two fucking solar system spanning empires that would like us dead, and a very rich corporation that'd like to study us. Staying away from them for the time being is our best bet.
No money.
I want to find out
allies.
why 202 is doing what she's doing, because I'd like to find out why she threw the
Now we
galaxy to
off
take a sword like
Rock.
this. I would like to find out what Voyager is doing with her friend's armor and why they're so interested in us. But
That
we don't have the means to do anything we want to do right now.
They're aware of aspect.
We are nobody.
We know they're aware of aspect.
We are nobody and nothing. And we are dealing with powers far outside of our abilities at the moment.
That Tabitha lady used words like infection. It seems like they have some knowledge of how aspect works, because
we didn't know it could infect, and from our new companion, who's
Carthan had
Okay.
very little contact with us, and he ended up hosting aspect. Anyone we come into proximity of is at risk.
and I'm scared of aspect even more so than when we first met her.
Personally, I'm not scared. But
It's not an aspect as a person. It's what happens to her beyond her even possibly even her control.
Does it really matter?
Clearly it does.
I think so. Because she's seemingly very, very nice.
I kind of raise my hands. We're, air quotes, infected, and we're just fine. I don't think it's lethal or anything life-ending, but at the same time, I don't think everyone we come into contact with should be gifted immortality. That could cause problems.
I don't. Yari's just going to say, Aspect, would
You don't get a response.
She's become far less talkative as of late.
She's probably spread out way too thin.
I don't know if that's it.
Maybe she's trying to hide something.
At the very least.
Carthan was infected, and he ended up near us again. For all we know, anyone it infects ends up in proximity. Maybe he's the only one.
Maybe for now.
This might be a stretch, but it almost seems like there has to be some type of group consensus of acceptance to make this happen.
I didn't want
What do
him
you
here.
mean?
I mean, he's proven a useful ally. We accepted him into our group, and then he joined us. None of the rats we killed got joined in with Aspect. None of the other people we've killed have joined with Aspect, but Carthan did.
I shake my head. Your reach found him waking up in a bush. Or was it Vaku who found him? One of us.
I found him.
It's your reach.
One of us found him waking up in a bush. When we first met him, we didn't party up.
I don't think it's that.
And we had to have the conversation to let him into the party after he was infected.
I am kind of reaching here, honestly.
I don't think it's based on acceptance. If it was based on acceptance, it would have happened long ago. And we know that digital life and machines are immune. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been able to. Otherwise, I have no doubt in my mind Doomtread would be inhabited.
Definitely something biological.
I think we should probably try to find a
Yarich
friend.
is going to try. Actually, he's going. Yarich is just pacing around, trying to come up with different ideas.
Like I said, Doctor, my friend is beyond us right now. She's everything she was when I served with her and more. And even if we were ready to confront her, I wouldn't even know where to begin as far as finding her.
The only thing I can think of during this entire thing about 202 is we need to find out how she woke up. And the only thing I can think of
I'm very
is
curious to
Voyager.
know that as well. It's a statistical anomaly that there's more than one Centurion who's still active. Even I shouldn't be alive. It's out of the question that there's two of them.
There may be even more, for all we know.
Given that,
They may.
given that there are now 2 of us active, I can't leave that possibility off the table either. Maybe there are more. But 1,500 years removed?
We got you
all
from
of you,
the match.
you chanced upon me.
Yes, but Voyager chanced upon you before us. They had been on ship before us. They were obviously trying to get you to revive before us.
Did she say
I don't
anything
remember
to
there
you?
being any equipment attached to my pod. They seemed way less
They
interested in me and more
no
interested.
no. There was equipment attached to your pod. It was.
Then why is it they woke her up but not me?
They probably had no time. They were running out of time. They had to
They
flee,
were
or
on
I
that.
don't know.
They were on that ship for some time. They had plenty of opportunity to unthaw me, but they didn't.
Maybe
Yet they unthawed 202. You raise a good point. They were there first. There's a commonality. There's a pattern. I'd be very willing to believe they also found 202, but the question remains: why was she unthawed if they weren't going to unthaw me?
Yari's just going to look to you. Pull out the little bag he's been carrying with him. Hold out one of the tiny crystals that still remain.
What does she have to do with this?
What if she was trying to protect you from being pulled out? She didn't trust them. He's going to put the crystal back in and tie
Maybe.
up the bag.
Maybe.
Uh,
Fractal could
I
have been fending them off, but
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Tom's gonna walk up to Enkos. Can I see that amulet?
Amulet. I have an amulet.
The Mortis amulet, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sure then.
Tim Tom takes it, plucks the bug out of it, hands it back to him. Did she say anything to you three? When all this went down, did you hear anything? Why she was doing this?
nothing of note. I think
We
when we
were
were all
re-
in the room together, she said it was to cause chaos. She said she was having fun. That doesn't make any sense. I
Can
refuse to
Tim Tom
believe
try-
she did this just for her own amusement.
Can Tim Tom attempt to make another computer's check to try and decorrupt the audio logs of when the party met 202?
I'll let you try it.
I'll. May I take the lead?
Yeah, sure, I'll let you take the lead.
Timothy is the one that wanted to do it.
Okay,
I'll
well,
say that you
yeah.
can provide assistance.
Ah, fuck.
Well, that's shit.
You get a sense that this thing is probably corrupted beyond recovery.
I'm just gonna
Cause
shake my head.
chaos.
You do raise a good point, you reach. Fractal could have been keeping them off of me, but why then would she trust you all to release me and not them?
She probably had no choice at that point.
You do also recall that you were not on the same ship as 202 heading to that war
Oh
zone.
yeah, I know, but our point is that 202, we were both awake. Voyager found me. It's not out of the question that they also found her. Even if she wasn't,
clearing up that you were not on the same vessel.
that was never implied.
Okay, just putting that out there.
No, I don't think any of us were even thinking that.
All right.
She's doing this for chaos sakes, for fun's sakes. Honestly, at this point, sounds like she's just a sick puppy at this point.
No, that can't be it. I refuse to believe she's doing this just for amusement.
Then
There has to be a
what
deeper
other-
reason.
Oh, hey, I'm your former buddy. I'm gonna cause a war between two massive empires and fuck over this planet.
Did I say I
For what?
knew why? I know her well enough to know she doesn't do anything for no reason.
She's.
Apparently, she's doing it for no reason. And if she does have a reason, let's try to find that source. And when we do,
Yari
we cut
just
it out
gone-
like a cancer and throw it in a furnace.
Yari's just gonna put a claw on Tim Tom's big old belly and say,
Tim
For-
Tom
for sep-
actually has a really negative reaction to you touching him at this moment.
Yeah.
Yari just gonna pull away.
You shouldn't
447
touch
did.
people when they're just raging. It-
447
Let me
did
get hurt.
say that 202 does like to manipulate people. She's obviously trying to manipulate us for some reason.
She has her own agenda, and as far as manipulating us, I think we were just caught in the crossfire. If we hadn't been at that gala, things would have gone exactly how they did, but there would have been another scapegoat. It wouldn't have been us. We were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yari just going to kind of pace around. But who else would have significant knowledge about the architects to be able to even comprehend that thing, other than the engineers already trying to? And they were all convinced that it was inoperable.
But
And
your reach, what does that have to do with us? You're acting like 202's targeting us specifically, but that's not it.
I think she would have done something different, is what I'm trying to say.
I think
He saw a golden opportunity and took it.
Yes, and we just
an
happened to be the
opportunity.
We
That's
just
all it
happened
is.
to be the opportunity. If there was anyone else in that room, she would have used them.
I think that, quite frankly, this situation has escaped us.
Agreed.
We were used, and we've lost. And at this point, I think our best chance is getting out of the system. We aren't going to find 202, and even
He's
if we
getting
do
off
find
planet.
202, we have no way to stop her.
Not yet. Before
I
I
think
die,
that-
I am going to talk with her again. I need to know everything.
And whenever you do talk to her, we need to talk to her as equals.
I
Which
agree.
we are very fucking much not right now.
She, like I've said a few times now, she's everything she was when we served together and more. Which means I'm going to have to become what I was again.
I think that
And that's a long, painful road ahead.
we keep talking about trying to find blame, trying to find reason, trying to find all of these other factors that could point us to why we were used in the way that we were, and it doesn't really matter. We don't have the standing or power to plant our feet in any one camp. I think that we should leave. I think that we should find some type of way off planet, discreetly, and establish ourselves before we even try to attempt to figure these matters out.
There's not very many places we can go.
But we should find them. We have to try something. Escape is our best option, and I don't think that deliberating over who's to blame who, and as to why we are in this situation is the best possible course of action.
I'm not asking why we were used. I know why we were used. It's because it was convenient. I want to know why she's doing this.
And we should ask her that question whenever we are in a position where we can ask her.
I agree.
We'd be at her fucking mercy right now. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's my next greatest concern is getting the hell away from here.
Yes.
Gonna get
I
off this
think-
planet. I think the only option we probably have is boarding a black market ship or commandeering one of our own.
I kind of jerk my thumb towards the war rig. We just bought this thing. I don't think we should go off planet without it.
Yeah,
Didn't
but
we
finding a vessel
find-
that can carry.
Out of character, because I'm not sure about this question, didn't we find some type of space flight vessel in one of the vaults?
Yeah, we did, but like,
It's Stenham property.
mm-hmm.
Right.
Do you think
We already have a lot of enemies as it is. What's one more?
You want to steal it from Sinem?
no?
We might not.
I
It
think we might
wasn't
be
even
in.
in working shape when we found it.
I think we might be in good enough beds with the STEM friendly, at least over there, that we may be at least able to try to talk to him
Well,
personally.
the syndicate.
What
wants us-
happens if
the
we talk to
syndic-
him and he's in bed with some people that'll get us thrown in a
well,
prison?
Hold on. The syndicate wants us for treason. The noble houses, well, they're the king of Baldor is dead, but they don't know exactly who did it.
They think
The noble houses wouldn't suspect us, not necessarily. We might still be able to deal with Stenham.
Maybe
Well,
we could conduct some
and
mercenary
given
work in the meantime.
and given that Stenham, rather all of the noble houses are at war with the Syndicate, what reason would they have to turn us in? We're wanted by the Syndicate. Why would they help their enemies like that?
We could maybe do a little bit of off-the-books mercenary work for them.
I don't want to associate with the noble houses any longer than I have to. Their ties are too close to the Hallowed Court for my comfort.
So,
Be better than dealing with the Syndicate.
to Gilead then?
We should talk to Zacharias. See if there's anything we could do to earn his favor,
Raise the rest real quick.
gain his ship, and get off this planet.
yes.
How
And
do we?
He's gonna want
Nice.
he's gonna want work done for it, but I think we can provide that.
Did it
work.
look like that ship had enough cargo capacity to carry our war rig?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So you're just going.
Well,
Into
I'm not
smash.
seeing many other
If we
options then.
If we get off the planet, do you think we could try to find Phoenix, my former tutor? He may be able to help us with the big old terraformer.
Well, if he won't throw us under the bus for being wanted by the Syndicate, we need as many friends as we can get.
Yes. He was basically like a father to me. So I don't think he would throw me under.
Quite frankly, I want nothing else to do with these terraformers, but I will take all of the allies I can get.
If that's the
If you
case,
think
then
your
yes.
mentor
When we
could
get
be a
off,
friend to us, then I will gladly accept him among our ranks.
when we get off planet, we go after your mentor.
All right. Thank you.
So, to Gilead then?
Yes.
Whilst we do...
Specifically, we're going to go around straight to the. We're not going to go through the city, but go straight to the
Stenham
top
Manor.
houses.
You're going to the manor?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So in the meantime, I'd like to do a short bathroom break.
Okay.
All right, can do.
I'll pause
I'll
the
be right
recording then.
Okay, so you will go ahead and get on the road to Gilead then.
To the Stenham Manor, yeah.
Yes. So you begin your several days drive.
I would like to say, I'm driving the war rig. Someone else, I would appreciate it if they would drive the town car, since we're going to Gilead anyway.
I'll take
Oh.
the town
Or
car.
we're going to be near Gilead at least.
Yeah, so you set up whatever piloting situation you find necessary. You have to stack books up on the little car. That way y'all each can actually see.
If we're
Right.
if we're dropping a vehicle off, I would recommend Tim Tom would like to go with that particular vehicle to drop off the vehicle if we're doing that.
Fair. So you're gonna climb into the back of the urban cruiser?
Yeah, because Tim Tom
Back.
wants to have a conversation with
Stu.
yeah, is it Stu? I thought Stu died.
No, Stu is very much alive. It's
Oh
fucking
no, yeah, Stu's the sheriff. It's fucking
Zessie died.
Yeah.
The schizo dude.
Yeah, schizo old man.
Yeah.
So,
Zessie.
days begin to pass, and in this rumbling tank, almost, it seems to pass within the dark confines. You all, within the boxy fucking passenger compartment, are all just kind of chilling out in what remains of the, not very comfortable seating. But it is definitely a ride that could fit everybody in the party, including Timothy.
Which is what we want.
So,
Sorry, I picked another very large character.
days continue to pass, 1, 2, 3, until eventually you reach the outskirts of what would be the Stenham territory. You're not anywhere close to the manor, but you are close enough to where you do notice on your comm unit, anybody who cares to check as the days continue to progress,
Yeah.
that Zacharias, in fact, as a contact, comes online.
All right. So
Maybe we should wire into Zacharias.
I'm no good
I-
at talking. If anyone would like to,
I
push.
suppose I can do so.
So before we even approach, we'll contact.
As we approach, I will wire into Zacharias, saying that it's a. Fuck, I don't even know how to say this. Tell him that his old friends are en route and would like to talk with him.
So, as soon as you establish a connection with him, there is a bit of stuttering, and you straight up swear you hear the sounds of a fight for a second before the feed seems to clear, almost as if you were entering another section or another chamber, and just goes, "Who is this? Who just called me?"
This is Orion. We've made contact in the past.
The old party?
Yes, we're closing in. We have a business proposition for you. What's going on? It sounds like things aren't going well on your end.
Just my stroke of luck. Come to the vault. There are people outside attacking.
Roger.
On our way.
As I close my comm unit, I will duck back in. I will, I suppose, duck my head out of the back of the LMTV and approach 447 because I imagine them the troop carrier, and I will say, "We're going to the vault. Expect contact."
Well, sounds like Zacharias is willing to accept the help. Glad to hear it.
As we do so, I'm going to get off the cab of the truck and then walk to the back and signal to the rear buggy that we're about to get into a fight.
You see Tim Tom like put two fingers to like his head in like a mock salute, like understanding, and he
As I
kinda
do
just-
so, I'm going to grab my pistol out of my overcoat, chamber around, and then prop it over the cab of the truck, ready to open fire on whatever we roll upon.
Yarich will make sure the vehicle is out of danger's way once we get
I'm
into
going to
the-
do as Ankos requested and get us en route to the vault.
Vok is going to get on top of the carrier and just kind of position himself and get his sniper rifle ready.
Alrighty. So, you're gonna climb up on top of the truck?
Yes. I'm standing in the back of the troop bed, I'm going to position my pistol like I'm resting on top of the cab, like
Alright.
aiming over the driver's seat, ready to open fire on whatever we roll upon.
I don't think you
Tim
ever
Tom's
gave me
doing
any
something
extra
very
ammunition
similar,
for the rifle.
where he's just
You would
setting his-
have 4 more rounds.
where
So
Tim
change
Tom's
it
like,
to...
You would have to add those rounds manually. Also, I'm pretty certain that envoys are not proficient with sniper rifles.
I thought he did something to take rifle proficiency.
Did you take that as a feat?
No, I took mobility.
Well,
Then
shit.
you were not proficient with sniper rifles.
So I would I still be able to use it, or just...
You can, but with a penalty.
How do I add the ammunition?
I'll add it for you then.
Okay.
What kind of ammo does that thing use? Just long arm ammo?
It should be long arm and sniper rounds. So, there we go. Adding a total of 4. Alright, with that settled, remind me again, you guys are sitting in the passenger compartment, Vaku is on top of the actual vehicle itself. Who's driving?
Me.
So, Vaku and 447, give me a perception check.
I will.
Can as well.
Did you say I should too?
You're sitting in the passenger compartment, and therefore not in a good place to make one. So, as you all look out, what you would notice in that furthest distance, you do see what appears to be a hovering speck in the air. It's almost hard to make out, but looks like some kind of flying craft.
Aircraft over there.
Okay, good to know. Go on.
That
hear
being
over the
said,
comms,
though,
I really hope that's not a gunship.
That being said, though, you do see little sparks of light every now and then. It almost looks like little thin streaks are coming off of the small dot and impacting something in the distance.
Oh shit, it's a gunship.
As you drive closer and closer,
Lasers.
Eventually, you get a simple message stating that there are 5 individuals outside. Some in a decent kit, one in a lot of kits, and that there is a singular helicopter outside that is bombarding the entrance to the vaults.
I'm not sure
Alright.
how equipped we are to deal with a helicopter.
If we aim for the rotors, I imagine we can do enough damage to it.
So, you all grow closer and closer to the site. Are you just going to go in as close as you can?
Let's
No, we
leave
should
the
park the
vehicle.
vehicle.
Let's leave the vehicle in cover somewhere it's not gonna get fucking painted by a helicopter.
Yeah, we should park the vehicle about a kilometer away and then advance on foot.
Yeah.
Ambush the
Same.
attackers from the back.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, you all go ahead, clamber out of this vehicle, and begin making the rest of your way on foot. What direction are you approaching from?
Trying to approach them directly from the rear.
Alrighty.
Actually, if we can split our forces into 2, that'd be even better. Maybe a team of 3 on one side and a team of 2 on the other.
Who's going on the teams then?
Let me see who's here.
Guess I go.
Yarich
with
is a
that.
bit of a long brain.
Tim, Tom, and 447 should both be the team leaders. You guys decide who you're taking where.
Okay.
I
will
what's the
take-
purpose of the 2 teams? Who's doing what? What should we focus on?
we're
Both
just-
teams are just going to be
Assault and clear?
flank the enemy and try to draw them off the entrance. Confuse
Okay.
them, overwhelm them.
Okay.
In that case, I guess I'll take Vaku and I'll take Enkos.
I guess I'll take
You have me to choose.
yeah, Yarich and
No one.
It'd just be Yarich, unfortunately. We're only a 5-man team right now.
Or
Tim Tom's
actually,
gonna look at
hold on.
Yarich
You know
and he's
what?
just
You know
tell
what?
him,
Neither
stay
you,
behind me.
nor your reach or frontline combat. I'll take Enkos and your reach, so Vaku can go with you, and you'll have someone who's, good at combat with you.
Good point.
So yeah, my team will be me, Enkos, and your reach, and then Vaku and the bear will be on a different team.
We're back into the
What-
team
what-
that.
What direction is Team 447 coming in from?
So
I would say that if the gunship is facing, let's just say, west, Team 447 should approach it from the southeast, and then the other team by Tim Tom should approach from the southwest. Or from the northeast.
Well, unfortunately, you're not able to approach it from the northeast. You can come from the southwest and the southeast, though. If you really, really wanted to push your luck, you could try to sneak up through an entrance up north, but that would require some stealth.
I could do stealth.
I can't. I am not a stealthy bear. I am an obvious fucking
okay,
target.
well maybe we mix the teams up again, and we have a stealth team, which would have to be Vaku and your reach, who are both
All right,
decent at
I will-
stealth.
I will lead a stealth team with Vaku, and then the frontline combat troopers going through the south.
Okay, so let's get the team composition settled for good here. It's going to be you and your reach on a stealth team, and it's going to be myself.
Reach?
Yeah,
Your-
your reach
Yarich,
is
are you-
your reach is good at stealth.
Yeah.
Yes. All right,
Ooh,
cool.
yeah.
Me, Yarich, and Vaku are going to go up to the north, and our tanks are going to head down
Okay,
south.
great.
All right. Sounds like a deal.
So I'm with Tim Tom now. It's just me and Tim Tom, and then everyone else is on a stealth team.
All right, I was going to say, the best possible course of action here would be that you guys open fire, draw their attention away, and then stealth teams comes up from behind them and hits them from the back.
All right.
Preferred
Hey,
targets.
Mr. 447, just so you know, I don't know how hard this rifle here shoots, so if I cause some discomfort, I apologize in advance.
I'm used to discomfort.
So, you all split, and the team of 3 are stealthy lads. You're going to split off and try to make for the northern entrance.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you clamber over the surface of a rock face, and the first thing that you immediately notice is that it appears that there are a couple of modular buildings that have been set down in this location, meaning that there's more structure here than you originally found, and it almost looks like there are a couple of crates and moving vehicles, some kind of forklift equivalent. That being said, though, as you all start to clamber and make your way, who's taking the front and who's taking the rear?
I'll take the front.
All of you give me stealth checks.
Damn it.
So,
We all have the same stealth.
clamber
it really
your way
doesn't
out.
matter.
Fuck!
That would technically be a majority failure, but as you all start to clamber your way from the north, crawling across and making your way through this northern section, you get a better vision of the field that you are currently approaching. There appear to be almost 2 of these modular buildings that are fresh, as well as the vault entrance that seems to have been uncovered. Lots of crates and rocks and different vents newly installed just kind of lie about this facility. And what you do see, Matt, I'm gonna turn you down.
I'm pushed to talking.
You're fine. You do see what appear to be 4 decently well-kitted soldiers, like Zacharias had promised before, wielding long arms, approaching the facility in almost an arrowhead pattern. The stick of the arrowhead is made up by what almost looks like a very, very heavily armored trooper. Where the regular lads kind of walk with a cautious stride, each step that he brings down kind of cracks the simple rocks and twigs that he's just kind of maneuvering around. You get a sense, just judging from their attitudes and the way that this larger figure is kind of directing and moving them, that these 4 are probably inexperienced compared to the one in the center of them. That being said, though, I will allow you to take motions, and we will bring it up. Timothy Thomas and 447, you approach from the south without any kind of stealth. As the two of you move in your almost pincer-like formation, you start hearing chirps from their radio calls. One of them in the forefront, one of the rookies, just kind of sees you all in the distance growing and points it out, and you almost hear an almost growl in response to his call out. And by the time that 447 and Timothy, you say that you're waving?
Yeah, I just like, hi there.
The larger, bulky soldier twists his entire kit and rig and kind of turns around to face you. And you see that he is carrying something, what looks to be an LMG.
Oh.
That being said, we'll go to the battle map.
That's, uh-oh.
No token vision.
I can't see
Excellent. Let me fix that.
shit. Oh, man.
Here you go.
Oh, shit.
Where's
Cool.
The cup? Where's the cup?
Whoa.
By the way, I love the effects here.
That's fucking cool.
It's dusty.
Neat.
So, all of
Hey there,
you,
how you doing, guys?
go ahead and roll your initiative. No surprises here. They knew you were coming.
And unfortunately, our stealth team didn't do so great on the stealth roll, so they might not have too much of an advantage either.
They don't. We don't.
No
They
surprises.
The corpse has an initiative. Corpse.
So, as we get into this, let me go ahead and put on some music. I suppose we can go with this. So, as this armored figure turns around and hefts his weapon up to bear, the only thing that you really get from him is a hissing static from his visor, just saying, "Who the fuck are you?"
I'm not responding.
He's going to open fire. Seeing as how the most apparent target would be 447 in his general periphery, he is going to go ahead and double attack you. One at 26. 1 at 26, twin 16s.
I hate those modifiers.
Yeah, those hit.
First shot deals 10 points of damage, the second shot deals
Fuck.
11. So 21 points. This thing opens up and immediately just starts spewing out hot death, flashing, tearing, ripping across the dust, and stirring up the terrain. You get hit by the sight of these rounds and just immediately pull yourself back into cover. And it would go
Remind
to the...
me, do we start a session with full stamina?
Yes.
Okay, alright. I need to give myself some points back then. There we go.
So, as it comes to this next rookie's turn, I will remind Tyler that it is his turn next time, that he should think about his turn. And
I
it will-
already think I know what I'm doing.
Seeing the team that is coming in from the north, he immediately rushes over towards this side and goes to take some cover, and pulls out his long arm and goes to fire at you. This would be against, we'll say, Vako.
Ah.
One shot, a 17. It hit.
Yeah. I only have an...
Deal 7 points of damage. It is now your turn. Valkyrie,
Alright.
your turn is coming up soon, so think about your stuff.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Taking cover. Oh. And do I have a view of this one over here?
I would say, yeah, you technically do, but he does have cover.
Alright. I'm going to charge up my rifle for... Wait, I can't do that. That takes a full turn.
It would
I'll
take a
just-
movement to charge up. You can standard action to fire him, though.
I will
A
stand
19 absolutely hits, roll damage. So as it kind of incinerates and boils away some of the ablative plating on his shoulder, you hear him yelp in surprise and duck back behind the crates. And it would go towards this one's turn. Seeing as how he is closer towards Timothy Thomas and the crew, you start hearing some shuffling noises, and the northern team sees that he is actually going into flank. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And I'm going to say that he is going to stop about here, and he doesn't take any further turn. Vako, you're up next. Go ahead.
Alright. Let's see here.
Ooh, that's an idea.
If I pop spot here, I can take a pot shot this guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gonna move into cover here. Gonna use my sniper rifle, take a pot shot at corpse.
Let me quickly check. Gosh.
I don't have attacks for this sniper rifle.
Do you have it equipped?
I don't think so. I do. What? Wait. I thought I did though.
Just equip it then.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to apply a pretty hefty penalty, though. Where is it? I didn't realize you weren't proficient with it. Great, great. I'm gonna say a -4 penalty to the attack until I can find the actual rule.
Okay, so I'll just give it a. How's that?
Yeah, it's a -4 penalty. So, an 8 as the shot splinters off and it hits, I would imagine...
It added the penalty twice.
In that case, it would be a 12. And even then, as it strikes the armored backplate of this individual, you hear a simple growl in response, like this, "Hurr!" And he brings back up his weapon. And it will go to Engos.
Push to talk, Hooper.
Yep. Okay, so as I... Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mad dash for the other side of these fuel canisters to try to get myself in cover. And as I do, I am going to make a shot.
Are you doing a trick attack?
Yes, with a trick attack.
All right,
Let me
so
turn off.
full,
Let me
full
turn off,
round
turn off the shot
action.
real quick because I don't have fucking.
Yeah.
Beam
Just
Man
to
yet
remind
either.
you of how this mechanic works, because it seems like you have a confusion over it. A trick attack is a full action. It lets you move up to your speed, and whether or not you moved, you can then make an attack with a operative weapon or a small arm that, before making it, you would attempt a skill check, and if you succeed, it's flat-footed and you deal increased damage. So you don't move and then decide to do a trick attack. You trick attack as a full action.
Oh, well, if that's the case, can I do an attack and then just a regular attack and then move?
I believe that trick attack states that you would have to move before the attack, but I'll reread it. You can move up to your speed, and whether or not you moved, you make an attack. So you have to move or choose not to move and then attack.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do a trick attack. I'm just going to do a regular attack and then a movement.
Who are you shooting?
This one right here.
Alrighty, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
All right.
You snap off a shot, and that's a kinetic weapon, correct?
Yes.
Even with the minute amount of cover that he's taken, that shot manages to land true, so give me a damage roll.
Nice. Okay.
And as it snaps in and seems to chip off some of the cover and leave a bloody streak across his face, just kind of barely catching him as a grazing attack, he kind of lets out a shout befitting that of a green blood and continues to try and hide further into his cover.
As this happens, as soon as I take this shot, I'm going to make a full sprint in between these canisters, trying to hide myself between them as best I can.
Fair enough. This one is going to go ahead and come over here and attempt to take some cover, and he is going to try and shoot 447. An 18?
Nope.
Nope. So as it
Nice.
pings against your armor, you feel the vibration, but continue to just, like, stand true in the midst of a hail of fire. It is now your turn, Brian.
Okay. So tell you what I'm gonna... Hold on, I'm trying to figure out if I throw that here... Oh my, that could suck for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and move my speed up to here. And tell you what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna unclip a grenade from my belt, hit the detonation button, and I'm going to chuck it up to... I can throw it up to 20 feet, so I'm gonna throw it right here, where my thing is. Do you see it?
Should be.
Yeah, where my cursor is. I'm gonna throw it right there.
Alright.
And with a
Now-
15-foot blast radius, that should hit all of them.
15 foot.
Okay, well... yeah, I'll take that.
Alright, so remind me again. Weapons, grenades.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll. My mistake.
No, you're fine. I just need to check what this is.
Oh, wow! I don't know if critting on a grenade throw does anything, but...
I'll say it does, but I need to determine something. What is the reflex save against this?
Let me see if I can find that for you.
Because Explode says that each creature within the blast radius takes a listed damage but can attempt a reflex saving throw.
Starfinder... Frag grenade. I'm on the page for frag grenades on Aeon, and it's not telling me anything. Huh.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and determine that it's not going to be a reflex saving thing. It's just going to be a bit of a damage thing until now. So go ahead and give me the damage roll.
Sweet.
Roll it twice.
There is...
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
save.
there's a critical option, and it's, yeah, save DC 11. Oh, wow, that's a shitty critical roll. What the fuck?
A double one.
That's gay.
That being said, though, they will attempt to make their reflex saves, which should be a 2 modifier.
Yeah, watch as they take 1 point of damage on a critical grenade throw. What the fuck?
Okay, so both of them would suffer 1 point of damage. The grenade goes off, and even though you managed to throw it with precision, the way that it had lodged itself into the cover prevented the actual explosion from taking a full effect. Instead of going off and ridding them with shrapnel, it kind of goes off and directs most of its concussive blast into the air. Corpse and the soldier seem to just be completely unaffected.
You got a crit with a fucking grenade and only did 2 damage?
We're moving on, so it's
Yeah.
Timothy's turn.
Not even 2 damage.
My turn. Hello?
Yes,
Wait.
Matt.
Okay, sorry. Hang on. Let me fix that. Sorry. This guy over here that's kind of coming over here, Tim Tom just kind
I
of
didn't
looks
mean
at
to
him.
do that.
Look, mister, this is a really bad situation for you, and I would respect if you would go ahead and run away. And Tim Tom is going to Furious Charge his ass.
Oh. Alrighty then. So, you're just going to go ahead and rush up to him?
Yeah, when a creature when a creature charges, it can attempt to...
So,
trip
go
Tom.
ahead and make a roll. It would be a +4 bonus.
So just a d20 plus 4?
Yeah. Great.
That
All right.
did not happen.
That did not
right.
roll.
I
I
apologize.
will show
man.
you the correct format to use this in.
Oh,
A natural 20. You rush over and with your long arm just hit him across the face and send him flying to the floor.
Get ready to do like 2 damage.
Alright.
Does that just trip him or does it do damage?
Ferocious charge lets you do a trip attack instead of a melee attack. In addition, can charge without taking the normal penalties. Yeah, no, it's just tripping him.
And as like Tim Tom like butt strokes him with the fucking like hits him with the butt of his rifle. Look, I'm doing you a favor. Stay down, bud.
So as he's on the ground, kind of recovering from the reeling blow, he tries to bring his rifle up and is very shaky and disoriented and just goes, "Is that a bear?"
The one and only. Is that a... I love that. Is that a fucking bear?
This soldier, seeing that he is in a bad position, is going to run up here. 10, 15, 20, and 25. He's gonna just go 25. Seeing his options, he's gonna take another shot at Vaku. A 13. With your cover, it hits the cover instead of you, so these weird forklift-style vehicles take a pot shot and you just kind of recoil. It goes to...
447's Master Chief blood is boiling with inside of him. He sees the forklift. He has the need.
Oh
He needs to
no.
pick up. He has the need for his forklift certification.
The need. So, seeing that you are still standing and in relatively good health, he just kind of gruffs to himself and brings the weapon back up to continue laying in. A 23 and a 23. Wow, okay.
Yet I roll a crit and do literally no damage.
You did throw a grenade, and grenades kind of suck in
Fucking love
Starfighter.
this game.
Maybe
normal
as a
shot,
DM, you could do
7
something to fix it.
damage.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no,
it was a bad roll. Fucking it happens.
7 and 9.
So yeah, that takes away all my
Oh,
stamina
wait, 1
and
second. What was your AC?
19.
I forgot to apply, I believe, a penalty for his full attack,
Oh, okay.
which is a -4. So those would technically be 19s, the both of them.
So they land anyway.
Alright, just making sure.
Yeah, okay, it was worth it. So yeah, that does
16
16
damage.
16 damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That eats through the last of my stamina and does 1 hit points damage.
Yeah, it continues to just chew through armor and plate, and you're just kind of standing and taking all of this fire. But, I mean, above all, you're still relatively healthy. You've got probably a lot of bruises.
I moved into that position knowing I'd be a target still, but hoping the grenade would actually, like, do something.
And as for Corpse, he's not really moving, he's just spraying.
Right.
So it would go to this individual. Seeing his options, the only real viable target is either Vaku or Centurion, so he's going to turn around and kind of, like, lay back onto these weird barrel-looking things and try to take a shot at 447.
That misses.
Another ping just kind of ping in the middle of all of this fire. It would go to Yarich.
So, I'm going to try a fun little strategy. I am going to go over here and try to climb up the mountainside.
You're gonna
And-
scrabble up the mountainside?
Yeah, I'm going to try to go into a hidden spot away where they don't expect me to.
So give me an athletics check and give me a stealth check.
Alright, I can do that. So, now here's my stealth.
So I imagine as you're trying to scrabble up the cliff face, you don't quite make it that far, but you do make it to right here. However, you do feel pretty stealthy. Were you wanting to get on top of the building?
Yes, I will. That's where my goal is, to get
Alright.
high
Do you
enough I can...
wanna try and take another action to try and get on top of there?
Yes.
Give me one more athletics check.
Ah!
So you continue to scrabble and just kind of like trying to get on top. Too
My
short.
tiny arms!
My
Tiny arms!
tiny arms are my only
Tiny arms.
weakness. The mercenary that's currently on the ground, seeing as how he's just in a very strange position, is going to try and bring up his gun to shoot Timothy.
Won't we
he'll
have
try to full
some sort
attack.
of penalty for being prone?
For being prone, no. That would be if he was trying to make a melee attack. He's just trying to shoot. A 13.
13 does
And a
not hit
22.
me. My kinetic AC is 15.
So he brings up his rifle and just starts screaming like, ah! And he's just firing his gun wherever he can. You can tell that there's not much experience in this guy's face. 4 points of damage.
Cool.
Now time to eject him directly to make him go to sleep.
I will subtract that from your stamina pool since you seem hesitant to do it yourself. It
I
goes to
thought I already
Vaku's
did it.
turn.
Let's see here. Again, I was probably just gonna like take a pot shot at like this guy over here.
Alrighty, another attack with a -4 penalty, but keep in mind it already does it for you.
I mean, I was gonna switch to my laser pistol.
Oh, well, you didn't state that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you bring up the laser pistol and go to take a shot at him?
Yeah.
Make an attack roll. A 7 as a total. You take a snapshot and the laser goes off into the distance. It would go to Ankos Orion.
Alright then. So, what I'd like to do is, can I... okay, so this vehicle that this dude is next to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I was looking for something that I could shoot in the vehicle, like a gas tank that caused an explosion. Do I identify anything?
Make an engineering check.
Alright.
You
Fucking
haven't
Jesus
seen
Christ.
this kind of vehicle before, and you're not quite certain of its makeup. So I'm gonna say that's a no.
Alright, in that case, I am going to peek out 5-foot step, and then I will make a shot at this mercenary right here with... Okay, so question. Would a 5-foot step constitute as my entire movement action?
A 5-foot step is a movement action, yes.
So I cannot do my trick attack then.
If you wanted to, you can, from this position, take a full action, move, and then shoot. And then it would be a trick attack. Do you understand how your trick attack works?
I mean, the way the description... Hold on, give me a fucking second. Okay, so the way I've understood my trick attack is that I can move and attack, but the description kind of fucking sucks. So...
As a full action, you can move up to your speed. Whether or not you moved, you can then make an attack with your weapon. Just before make attack, make a bluff, intimidate, stealth, or a check associated with your specialization equal to a specific DC. If you succeed it, you deal additional damage and the target is flat-footed.
Okay. Well, I will just make the standard movement attack action then.
Why, though?
He's
Here-
telling you can trick attack.
Oh.
You've been able to trick attack in so many situations, but you avoid it and just make standard attacks instead.
I mean, the problem is the description that you give me is not the one that I get in my filter. For mine, it says you can trick attack. Never fucking mind. Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll take the 5-foot step, trick attack, and then get back into cover if I can.
Well, you'd have to move, and then you'd have to shoot, and you don't get a chance to move again.
Okay, that's fine. So I will step out of cover to make my movement action, and then I will do the trick attack. I guess I will do. What can I? I guess bluff.
Make your check then, clock's ticking. 27 is more than enough. He is flat-footed and you deal additional damage.
Alright, now I will make my attack moves.
Add a d4 to it. Not a d4 to the attack roll, but to the damage roll, just reminding you.
It should be a d8 because I'm level 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Then make your damage roll, because that absolutely hits.
Nice.
So yeah, you go ahead and you spring out of cover, and as a part of your quick thinking, seeing all of the dust and rubble around you, you throw a bunch of that soot, dragging a hand along the ground and maybe suffering a kind of a few inflicted cuts. But with the dust cloud and the distraction, the diversion, the soldier that was currently focusing on 447 does not expect a shot to the back of the head.
Holy shit.
Immediately just like
Jesus.
it cracks the helmet and immediately sends him forward and tumbling. He almost impacts and hits the side of the vehicle, but kind of pulls himself back and just goes, "What the fuck was that?"
Oh, wonderful.
And it would go to that very same individual who, now at critical health, just goes, "I don't know what the fuck's going on, I'm getting out of here!" And he's going to immediately go 5, 10, 15, and he's going to take a standard action to just try and cower down. He's behind rocks, he's behind crates. It would go to 447's turn.
Okay. That's still in range. Alright. So is he in full cover? Or...
He's just in some cover to you.
Alright. Now, if I were to move here where my cursor currently is, would he... How much cover would I be in?
You would have a normal cover, and he would have normal cover.
Fuck it. Let's do it. I'm gonna fall back here, so I have a bit of cover from corpse. And seeing that a target is currently being focused down, I'm gonna teamwork to make the dream work, and just standard attack on the target that Hooper popped a cap in.
Give me an attack roll.
Okay, sounds good.
He's about to double cap this poor kid.
Probably
So,
not.
You go ahead and bring up your rifle and just kind of focus down on this individual and hit the trigger, and a couple of bursts fling into the rock face, and you can tell that he's just panicking and screaming.
Okay, well that's my turn.
It is now Timothy Thomas's turn.
So, Timothy seeing this guy that just shot him, the audacity, he just told him, he's like, "Hey, you really don't want to do this." Tim Tom gets a little upset. So Tim Tom's going to jump onto him
Oh god.
and like put one hand on his chest, and he's going to pull out his
stick?
stinger syringe
Oh
and start
Christ.
bashing him.
Oh god.
I told you this was a bad idea. Whack,
go-
whack, whack.
Go ahead and give me a syringe stick attack. Alright, give me a damage roll.
Oh no.
And I'm going to hit him with the pharmaceutical inhibitor of the hallucinogenics.
A hallucinogenic does what again?
You introduce a mild hallucinogenic to a living
Just read the
creature's-
effects.
body. Huh?
Just read the effects.
The target gains the encumbered condition and must succeed on a fortitude saving throw or also gaining the entangled condition. This is a mind-altering poison effect.
Alrighty. He makes a 9, so that's a failure. He gets encumbered and entangled.
Yes.
So, I imagine as you bring this thing up and slam it down, you find the crevice between his armor and his neck, and it digs into bloody abandon. You feel the contents empty as you are on top of this guy, and he just starts, like, whimpering and writhing.
Sounds like malpractice to me.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's it. That's all I can do.
Alright,
I mean-
so he is encumbered and entangled.
Yes.
So his speeds are reduced, his maximum dex is capped, he takes a penalty to checks, entangled. Impedes movement, so another -2 penalty to AC attack, reflex, initiative checks, and dexterity checks. So
has what?
he
I'm
is
sorry. I had you
he's
talk-
basically stuck in his position. He's pretty much just kind of immobile to the hallucinations and is currently freaking out.
Okay. I imagine he just sees this demonic bear standing over him, just slamming into him. See, I
Yeah.
imagine his stinger stick more looks like a fucking pick, like one of those fucking climbing picks.
Yeah, that's not very nice. He's not happy. Definitely not happy. This individual that is currently in cover, seeing the general layout of the situation, I'm gonna say that he's going to go over to here. So that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he's going to continue going 10, 20, 30 over to right here. And that will be his turn. It is now Corpse's turn. Seeing as how people are going, kind of splitting up, he's going to begin marching. 5, 10, 15, 20, and he's just getting closer with each footfall, bringing that gun up to bear. And he's going to make a single attack against Centurion.
Ah, it
19.
misses!
So, as this thing starts spewing out rounds, the combination of the cover and just the general heaviness of your plate begins to absorb a majority of the gunfire, and you two are just getting closer and closer. It is now this individual's turn. He is going to back off into better cover. He's going to go 5, 10, leap over the counter behind here. And he is going to take a shot at Vaku.
Of course.
13 hits the cover again. It is now Yaricha's turn.
Of course, I'm going to continue
Oh
on my
shit,
climb.
didn't mean to do that. Let me clear that.
So here's my athletics. Oh, come
You
on.
continue to scrabble, and you're just sitting there, like, impatiently trying to climb up the side of this thing.
I'm going to take a deep breath. Relax for 3 seconds before taking a new look.
A 21. You clamber up, waste 5 feet of movement as you skitter up the side of it, and you have 25 feet left to use.
Alright, so 5, 10, 15. I'm going to bunker here between the pipes.
Fair enough.
Actually, no, I'm going to bunker here in the corner.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to make sure I'm still hidden.
You are still hidden.
Alright.
It now comes to the individual who is freaking the hell out, and he's just going to continue shooting. He's not in the best position right now, but he's just going to keep fucking firing into the fucking shadows and the swirling dinosaurs.
Wow.
First one is a 23. The second one is a 5. So he just starts spewing out ammunition and deals another 6 points of damage to you.
Alright.
So as this thing finds a couple more marks in your armor, you just bring up the ice pick and just continue to wham down on this guy. It goes to Vaku's turn.
Okay, so it's gonna like let's see here. Could like run up here, and from there I'd be in range. So I'm just gonna clamp. Alright. So I've been thinking about this. I'm just gonna clamber up on these fucking crates here.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna look at Corpse, just stare in his eyes and just let out a primal fucking scream as I use my dispiriting taunt action.
Oh, okay. What were the details of that one again?
I make an intimidate. I can taunt an enemy within 60 feet of me. I make an intimidation check with the same DC to like demoralize the enemy.
Sounds good.
If I fail, he's off target. If I succeed, he's shaken.
Alright.
Alright. So
I like intimidation in fucking tabletop games.
I'm just go. "Ah!"
I imagine it's a howling bird screech, almost like an eagle, or at least attempting to be one.
So his total bonus would be +1.5. It would definitely be around the realm of higher than 16. It's in the 20s range, 21, 22.
What? Oh.
Okay, so off targets means that battle concentration is thrown off. That is fine. Is that just for one round? Yeah, until the end of your next turn. So you go ahead and screech. And in the midst of this fire, you get the sense that he's registering your presence behind him, almost turns back to look at you because you've called him out. That was your movement in your standard?
Yeah.
Hey, it is Ankos's turn.
All right then. With that, I will take a 30-foot movement action to.
You have 40 feet of movement, by the way.
I know, but I would like to take it to run to this point right here. And as I run to this point, I will do a dive, or I will kick my legs out from underneath me and then slide into position, creating a dust cloud in front of me. And then I would like to make a trick attack against.
So you're performing a trick attack action to move and shoot.
Yes.
Alrighty. You're
And
trying to
make it
shoot
against
Corpse?
him. Yes, with a bluff for my roll for the trick attack.
23. Let me check it real quick. That would be 20 plus the target CR. That would mean the total check is 25. Make the attack roll without the trick attack bonus.
Okay.
He's a CR 5 encounter.
Fuck.
A 6. You spring up and start scattering dirt and dust around you and go to pop a shot into his back. And the combined effort of 3 party members focusing on him is just kind of like succeeding in dividing his attention. It would go to the mercenary who is currently cradled back over here. And he is going to crawl 5, 10, 15, 20. And he kind of sees you having slid and come back here. He heard the noise and rounds the corner with his bleeding head wound and just goes, "Oh, I found you, motherfucker," and he's gonna try and shoot you. A 19.
That very much hits.
3 points of damage as it kind of... you're skidding to the ground. So I imagine that most of the shots kind of fly over your head.
I'd imagine that he like fucking shoots directly over my head and inside this giant dust cloud I just made, and I roll off to the side of the rock.
I imagine that'd be pretty appropriate, yeah. It would go to 447.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I sling my rifle over my shoulder, and I reach for my combat hammer, then I go, "Oh, god damn it." And at this point, I just raise my fists. "You want to tussle?" And, how do charge attacks work?
You need at least 10 space of feats, and honestly, charges aren't really effective unless you're built for charges. So I would just recommend moving and hitting.
Okay.
In Starfinder, they're a bit different than Pathfinder.
In that case, I'm gonna confidently just not run, walk up to him. Stride up to him, and plant a haymaker on the side of his helmet.
Give me an attack roll.
Oh, what happened to your
Oh,
camera?
damn it. Fucking 6!
I imagine as you go ahead and impact him directly in the side of the helmet as he's turning to pay attention to Vaku, his head twists back to face you, and his response is, You've got grit. I'll give you that.
Oh, you're a cheeky little cock.
Make
So
corpse
Tim Tom's
grit
seeing
it.
his buddy. Tim Tom's seeing his buddy after show up as he sees him, and he's like,
He's
wailing on him.
writhing on the ground, spraying and screaming, and this guy just stumbles upon this crime scene.
Tim Tom looks at him and then runs towards him with the ice
Oh
pick.
god.
I get ice picked.
And you, as like he's doing it, he pops out the capsule, slams another one in, and he's gonna do the same hallucinatory
Give me
attack on his
another
ass.
attack roll.
Come. Drat.
12 is not enough. You go to swing forth your syringe stick, and this guy just goes, "Oh no, that ain't happening to me," and he kind of like backs off.
He ducks underneath the.
You can't split your movement in Starfinder, can you?
No. So, seeing as how you went to swing at him with this, he is
Yes.
going to try and run away from you, incurring a reaction for an attack of opportunity.
Sure.
A 16 is enough to hit him, so roll your damage. A 9 points of damage. I'm going to say, until I figure it out later on, we're going to say that that injection is not valid unless it's an attack roll. So I imagine that you catch him on the side, but it's not good enough for an injection just yet.
Yeah.
9 points of damage, though, tears apart a portion of this dude's arm flesh, and he just starts running. 10,
You just hear
30. The bear, as he reaches about this, like, Dustman's corridor, he's going to bring up his rifle and try to shoot you. An 18.
Yeah, it's
3 points of damage.
alright.
And it would go to Corpse.
Well,
So
it was
as-
nice knowing you all.
As he says, "You've got grit, I'll give you that," he takes one hand off of his weapon and goes to slam you in the face with it.
Here we go.
Ding match.
A
Fuck.
17.
That doesn't land.
And then the next one, which
That
is an 8.
doesn't land.
So, as the two of you come into conflict, you just start punching each other. It's like one hit to Corpse's
Standing
face.
here, I realize.
Yeah, one hit to Corpse's fate, and it's like you've got grit. And then he goes to punch you directly in the center of the torso, and you feel the recoil and the pressure cancel out through your armor before he brings your head and cracks it down onto his knee, which it hits the helmet, and you feel the shock, but you don't suffer any damage from it.
I just look back up at him and stare. I just look at him.
You just look at him.
That's become a fucking meme. People, I hate you all.
It goes to the rookie. So, seeing as how Vaku has left his cover and is now standing on top of the crates, he's going to continue shooting. Full attack.
Ah.
Yeah, and a 10. So the first attack definitely hits, the second one does not. 5 points of damage. You see this dude that's been kind of like laying fire into you go out to scream at Corpse, and as soon as you leave your fire, he kind of gets in a couple of harrying shots. Not enough to seriously wound you, though. Goes to Arich's turn.
I'm going to charge up my rifle.
Oh god.
Fire at the one that just hit Vaku.
Can I just make a statement? I imagine that this weapon that you're currently wielding has like a hand crank, and whenever you twist it, it does the and then you fire off a shot.
It's like the fucking laser musket. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a attack roll. This is against the dude at critical health, right?
No, the one that was firing at Vaku.
Fair enough. If that's your choice, that's your choice. Go ahead and give me an attack roll then.
Oh,
A
count.
5. You hear the hissing of this thing, and the shot has a lot of kickback for what you think is a laser, and it throws your shot off target. Going to the dude that's writhing on the ground, still, he kind of like turns over and sees the terrifying beast above him and continues to try and fire.
Nope. Nope.
So these shots just start going off and spraying wide into the air. He's really not sure what's going on. Goes to Vaku's turn.
Let's see here. All right, I should probably like get in. I should probably get into cover again.
You could probably duck it between the things, right where you are.
Yeah, I could like go here, have cover from him.
Would like to
and-
point out your options. You do have like Hooper that is currently being engaged on the other side of the rock and a critically wounded mercenary.
Yeah.
So you could dive behind the cover and try to attack him.
So right here where my mouse is. Kind of like in this area.
I mean, you said you wanted to kick some ass, right?
There is an ass there to kick that is primed for kicking. Like,
I mean, I was gonna try to like fuck with
you
Corpse again.
You can do what you want.
You can do what you want. So you want to run after him then? Go ahead and give me your movement. We're wasting time.
Yeah, like I guess I could like hide here and then yeah, I'd still be in range for my ability.
All right.
Just gonna like get the fuck over here. Just dash.
Yeah, you
Dash
go
behind
ahead
the
and
forklift.
leap off of the crates, skirt around the side of the rock, and get behind the forklift. That
Yeah.
was your movement, right?
Yeah.
You can give
And-
it a pistol shot.
What?
You can shoot your pistol still.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, if it was just a movement action to get over there.
I can attack it. I
30. Yeah.
was gonna
Go
try.
ahead. Time's ticking, so make your decision.
We used to have a turn timer.
I will skip your turn if you take too long.
I was gonna do like a debuff, but now you're telling me to attack, and I'm like.
Do what you want. It's
I'm
your
telling you to
your
take your
fucking
turn.
Turn, guy.
You
Okay.
do what you want. It's your character.
Yeah, I was gonna do clever feign on Corpse.
Then do it.
Give me a bluff check.
Bluff check. Yeah.
There you go.
So I just kind of like wave out. I'm like, "Hey, motherfucker, over here!" Kind of like,
That breaks through.
Look at you picking on the cryogenically burned cripple.
Right. So, what does this do? Does it make him flat-footed?
believe so. Let me double check. Yeah, attempt bluff check with the same DC as a feint against that enemy. If you fail, enemies flat-footed against my attacks until the end of next turn. If I succeed, the enemy's also flat-footed against your allies' attacks until the end of my next turn.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
it succeeds. What do you say to this weird armored figure to try and distract him?
I'll make you a corpse, buddy.
Turns around. It goes to Ankos.
Okay, so as this fucking guy behind me tries to shoot me over the fucking head, I'm going to reverse fire from focusing on Corpse over here to the guy behind me. I'll swing my leg up and get into a crouched position as opposed to prone to face behind me. And I will do trick attack for an intimidate roll and just say, "Oh, you fucked up."
Fair enough. So, to preface this, I should mention, just say you're going to make a trick attack and then describe your actions. That way I know your intentions. But, definitely, you swing yourself up into a crouching position and go to, like, fucking direct your weapon against this guy. And you can see he's already wounded. He's already in a state where, like, this is probably more prone to work on him than not. It goes through.
Alright, so that is going to make him flat-footed, so whatever this fucking attack is going to be, it's going to be at a -2 to him. So that is a 15, 13.
So, at this moment, that would bring his AC just to that point. So it goes
Right.
through.
So then I roll a 1d8. Wow. Okay.
Alrighty, so you go ahead and take a snapping shot off at him, and it manages to impact him in the leg because of like the force and speed at which you have to basically turn and flip yourself around. You manage to snap a shot off, and you both are horrified to realize that he's still alive and screaming about his leg. Like, my leg, you motherfucker! My leg! And he's gonna try and shoot you twice.
My leg! My leg!
My leg.
The first one misses, the second one does not.
The pain's almost too
3
much to
points.
bear.
You both are just doing 3 points to each other back and forth. So, you shoot him in the leg, and he is very unhappy. He shoots you, and it manages to impact your body armor, and it seems to absorb it for the moment. It would go to 447's turn.
Okay, I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold my arms at my sides and tense up, and then rear back and go in for a headbutt.
Give me a Thunder Strike or your gauntlet roll.
Let me ask you, can I full attack with melee or no?
You can.
I really shouldn't because it's a -4 fucking penalty, and the last time I full... What was that?
He is flat-footed, so he's got a -2 to his AC.
True. I guess now's the time to try that.
A 15, roll the other one.
Oh, right. 1 second, please. Full attack.
So I imagine you just wrench your head back and impact him full head on. And it kind of causes him to recoil, not suffering much in terms of physical damage. And then you bring your fist directly up into his stomach, and it's just this exchange of blows between the two of you. No permanent injury. You're kind of like distracting each other. It is now Timothy Thomas's turn versus his murder crimes.
So, Tim Tom, does this rookie have a grenade on him?
He does not, actually.
Okay. In that case, seeing this prone motherfucker, he just takes his needle garand and just pops
Needle garand.
He just puts it to his face and just pulls the trigger. Back. But he does have a bunch of bonus debuffs from the encumbered and entangled.
You are correct. His current kinetic AC, with you being right next to him and him being prone, that would reduce it to a point where he is vulnerable.
So would this go through?
Let me quickly check. Did I remove the prone thing from him?
Yes, you did.
Let me give him that back because he never got back up. Yeah, so against this attack, that would be a total of a 16 because you're directly adjacent to him. So roll the damage. Are you putting another inhibitor into him?
Well,
You capable of stacking them?
I don't think I can stack inhibitors.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind then. Just roll damage. A 4. Another, shot snaps off and another
then-
needle digs into his flesh. It's not
And
very
then-
fun.
Tim Tom just looks at this other guy. I do believe you and I have a conversation we need to
Oh
finish.
god. Gonna start moving over towards him.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, he's just like, get the fuck away from you, monster, and he's gonna try and get away again. So go ahead and give me another attack.
Is this with a melee or a
This is
ranged
with the
weapon?
melee. This is a reaction. Give me another damage roll. 4. So you inflict a severe laceration to his leg, and he is currently, limping away from you. He's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and continue to try and shoot you. A 13.
No.
It simply passes over your head, and it hits one of the barrels behind you. It is now Corpse's turn. And seeing the situation before him, he just kind of shakes his head and just goes, getting about tired of this.
I'm gonna raise my fist, cube up.
He's gonna take a single step back as a movement action that does not provoke an attack.
And he's gonna shoot me.
And he's going to level his gun and try to open fire. An 18.
Misses! Miss!
It still continues to just shower against your armor.
I stand there with my arms at my sides, like I'm trying to withstand a wind tunnel.
God. Good lord.
With my advantage point, do I see corpse?
Yeah, you would actually.
Yeah, you're on the roof of the building, so yeah.
This individual, seeing the orientation of these troopers.
Imagine getting your head blown off by a 3-year-old.
Oh my god. He is
We'll kill
trying
with a fucking BB gun, just
20,
splatter.
30 feet over to here. And seeing Centurion, he is going to try and take a shot.
Please do. That hits.
So
Oh,
a 25 out of all of this, one shot manages to get through and inflicts an actual, like, deep cut.
Oh well, 4 points of health down the drain.
So as it goes through, almost as if Corpse as a shark were sniffing blood, you have a feeling he probably has a smile underneath that helmet, the bastard of his. That bastard.
Alright.
Bastard.
Bastard.
I will
against-
post a picture of what I look like under my helmet. Let me see
You're
if
standing here, you realize.
Is it
Big
Doom
old
guy?
charge shot
Just look like
against.
fucking Doom guy at the end.
I'm gonna round up my little charge shot and hit corpse. Big boy hit. Oh come on.
13. You go to rear up and and you sling off a shot and it impacts the steel next to him, turning it to molten slag.
Look,
I'm still getting
it's
used to
canon
this.
now. It's canon now. Fucking Yarich's laser rifle is a fucking laser musket from Fallout 4.
Good lord.
Yeah, but it makes a Jack in the Box noise when he winds it up.
So it goes to the fucking prone mercenary who's just like freaking out. He's going to get up from his prone position, turn over to 447, not 447, to the bear, and continue to try and shoot him. A 9. It goes off into the distance and you can tell that he is freaking out. Like,
Tom stops like as it like happens. He just like takes one ricochet, looks back at him. Jeez, how many times do I have to tell you? Just stay down.
how long do these inhibitors last?
A while.
The whole combat. Don't ask any more questions. Whole combat.
I think they're like my intelligence modifier plus my level.
So let me check. It is equal to your key ability score modifier, and you did this around round what, 2?
I think so, yeah.
And it is now round 5. So he has on round 6 he will overcome the effect.
Okay.
So it is now Vaku's turn.
All right, I'm gonna bonk you. He just runs up. He just runs up to fucking corpse and just whips out his like retracted bow staff, just, and he just fucking tries to clock him in the head.
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Nice.
Go ahead and give me a critical damage.
One hell of a bonk.
I'm gonna bonk you.
I'm gonna bonk you.
Ah!
Holy fuck!
I'm gonna smash your face.
You bonked him pretty fucking good, Jesus.
So you
Bonk and bound!
You pretty much leap out from behind this forklift and doing one of those, like, fucking ninja screams. Like, the combo attacks where you start, like, leading up and building into a sentence and then do a jump and a flip and just smash the stick down onto his face. And he
Cracking the
reels,
helmet.
he reels backwards and is just kind of like, what the fuck?
You hear a bell ringing sound emanate from inside of his armor. It's the
Taco
Taco
sound.
Bell sound.
Holy shit!
Good lord. It is now Ankos Orion's turn.
Okay. After I hear a fucking scream behind me as the bird runs off into the distance, I will go from a crouching position and I will stand up, take a 5-foot step towards this one mercenary, point my pistol down at him, say, "You feeling lucky,
Oh
punk?"
god.
And I will roll Intimidate for a trick attack.
I was about to
Fucking
do
word.
that.
Christ.
And I assume that probably does not land.
That's 17. Tell you what, this guy's at critical status. I'll let it go through even though it shouldn't.
Alright, I will roll attack then. Ah.
A 9. Definitely not enough to hit him, even with his flat-footed state. So you go ahead and just kind of like, are you feeling lucky, punk? You start going for your pistol to bring it in alignment with this guy. and he just kind of like throws himself at you in this desperate feud to not die, and you are both wrestling for the gun.
Oh God.
It would go to his turn, in which case he's gonna kind of like break contact, and seeing the situation that he's in, he is going to turn over to try and run and get some better cover. Do you have a melee weapon on you?
I do.
What are you using?
It's my fist.
Then punch him.
Punch.
A 15 is enough for roll damage.
Wow.
Points. It's
How is there a -5?
archaic.
What the fuck is that?
Modern body armor prevents archaic weapons from doing too much damage.
Oh my fucking God.
So you reach over, and as you guys are wrestling for the gun and he tries to make a break for it, you just smash him across the face, and he almost tumbles backwards 10 feet, and then gets to his senses and goes 20.
You pimp slap him just to assert dominance as he flees.
Yeah.
As he does that, I'm gonna scream, "You better stay over there if you know it's good for ya!"
You're my bitch, and don't forget who your pimp is!
So for 26 points of damage, 8 points. Another shot recoils into your body armor and deals 8 points of damage.
Who?
Right.
Who's?
Mine.
Okay,
I assume.
just checking.
It would go to 447's turn.
So, I would just like to say, after standing in a hail of bullets and taking practically no damage, this is the facial expression I have under my helmet.
Oh no. That looks so awful.
Buzz Lightyear.
And basically, I'm gonna once again just stride up to him with my fist balled up. I said, cube up!
Oh, God, that goes through. Good lord. You smash him. And he seems to take another step backwards with the Taco Bell ringing.
Baku, let's fucking clown this Enwa.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Good lord.
Let's just turn him into the fucking church bell. For
I-
whom the Taco Bell tolls.
I don't need a hammer, I have my fucking armored hands.
Christ.
Though the assault hammer does have like 1d6 versus this thing's 1d4, but it still works.
And this is your face when you strike him again.
I need to find the one of
This N was having the best time of his life.
I need to find the one of the Chad-looking guy sitting under the fountain inside of a pool.
Oh God, I know.
I'm assuming it goes to my turn.
So, it would go from Centurion to Timothy's turn.
Tim Tom's gonna move up to this guy. Look, let's go ahead and just resolve this as quickly as possible. I spike, slap.
Good lord, make an attack. A 12. You go to hit him, and it seems
he should still have the
Drone.
well, I don't think he has prone anymore, but he should still have the disadvantages from
Yeah, but
encumbered.
his AC is typically 13, and Tangled gives him a -2. Encumbered, I don't know if that affects his AC.
Encumbered
Let's check.
reduces.
It is your maximum dexterity bonus to your armor class is reduced to +2. So that would reduce his AC by another 2 points to 11, so that would impact. Give me another damage roll.
And Tim Tom is hitting him with another hallucinogenic inhibitor.
Oh, Christ.
Why are we such fucking demons?
And I guess he'll make another fortitude save. 18. You said if he fails, he's still encumbered.
We didn't
Yeah,
choose the
he's,
murder hobo lifestyle. The murder hobo lifestyle chose us.
He's still
So
encumbered. He just loses the.
So you inject him with a full dose of drugs, and it seems like he's building up an immunity as he's being brutally stabbed to
Building
death.
a tolerance.
Huh. Interesting. You're the first.
You say that as this guy goes to take 2 shots against you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good lord. An 8 and a 6.
So that's.
So one of the shots completely takes your stamina out, and then the second shot actually manages to inflict some serious injury.
I think it's 9. Yeah, I think bring me down 19.
It would go to Corpse, who just kind of, after being bonked twice, and he just can't believe what is happening. He's gonna
He's
take
getting rolled up
a
on.
step back as a movement action, and he is going to use his special character feature to grant himself the ability to make an automatic attack as a standard action once per, well, encounter, really.
Are you ready to withstand the hailstorm with me, Sam?
Yeah, he is going to go ahead and bring up his weapon, expend the rest of his ammunition, and begin pouring fire into all of you.
Stand firm, stand fast, stand together!
You can hear the growling beneath it, just kind of belying his anger. 28.
Hits.
Oh god.
So that
Wait, does he have a
first-
penalty, may I ask?
For the automatic fire, it should be... no penalty.
Okay.
It's just a single attack against everybody's AC.
I just
here.
wanted to check.
Am I still? Does he know my location?
We'll get to that, I'm sure.
You're not certain, honestly. But that being said, Vaku, you would take 7 points of damage. Centurion, you would take 13.
Ow.
Very well.
Okay.
Whenever
So
whenever
just stand
I
on
read
it.
the rules for automatic, I thought it was one roll, but maybe this guy works different.
I mean, if you notice, let me check real quick. Roll damage only once and apply it to all damage targets struck. So yeah, go ahead and apply that. Give yourself, what is that?
So
6 points of HP back?
yes, I would take 7 damage, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock myself down to 13. I'm glad I read the rules for automatic weapons.
You did too. I'm not perfect.
No, I'm not criticizing
So-
you. I'm just saying I'm glad I read the rules.
So,
so-
what's up?
So the first hit did 7.
No. You just take 7 points of damage. That's it.
Yeah, you just take 7 points of damage. So the spraying goes out, and now the both of you are getting caught in the crossfire, starting to be just riddled with this automatic weaponry. And it will go to the rookie up here, who's seeing the ability to capitalize on this situation, is going to take a full attack action against the Centurion.
Hit.
First, second.
Miss.
So the first one misses too?
The first one hits, the second one misses.
Alright, he will roll his damage then.
Ow.
6 points of damage.
I'm not doing so great.
It will go to Yarich's turn. Dun-dun, 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 dun.
Big old boy gets one more shot. Hopefully. I will say I'm going to try to take a deep breath and relax and try to calculate this.
A 7. So the shot just flies off into the distance, and you get a sense that he probably knows where you are based on the fact that he recoils whenever you hear the shot finally go off. It would go to the rookie that is currently being encumbered. He's going to take a 5-foot step away as a movement action and go to shoot you once.
Does that provoke attack of opportunity?
A 5-foot step, it does not.
Meets it beats.
Alright. A 7 points.
Ready.
So he's just kind of stepping back and seeing that he's building this immunity, kind of getting back into his position. He just brings up his rifle and goes to shoot you once. And it would go to Vaku's turn.
So I look corpse in the eyes. I'm gonna use my dispiriting taunt, and I'm just gonna tell him, would you like me to use your head as a bell again?
Give me another intimidate roll.
Oh, damn.
Fine. You fail, you
Your
put him
voice
off.
cracks.
And then I'm just gonna just dip into cover.
Fair enough. So, seeing just you screaming that in his face as he's weathering fire and just kind of spraying down the area, and then you run away. He is definitely affected, just not afraid.
He's just like,
It's
what the
gonna
fuck?
pass his turn. Like, what the hell are these people?
Alright. As this is happening, I realize that we are
Standing here, I realize.
in a
Standing
pretty
here, you realize.
bad situation, so I'm going to run up this rock face right here, pointing my gun down on this individual right here, where I'm going to scream, I don't know, something at this guy. I will do a intimidate check against this mercenary.
11, that's a failure.
Alright, well, I will make my attack then.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm still having a blast.
Ah!
Oh my god. So you go up, try to scream something, and I imagine the dust flowing from north catches in your mouth, and you just start spitting and go to take a snapshot, and it goes off into the distance.
How did I get 2 nat ones in a fucking row?
Yeah, that's awful. Oh my.
Ah!
So this one that is still wounded sees the moth that is just trying to cower up there after having fired off, what was it, 3 consecutive blasts without success? He's
Yeah.
going to navigate to a place where he can actually shoot you and attempt to shoot you. You do have cover, so what's your AC with a +4?
+4. Is it kinetic? It's
Yes,
20.
yes. Then it does not hit. It manages to hit the plates in front of you and barely singe a bit of the moth fuzz. It would go to 447's turn.
Okay, now
You have chosen death.
let me ask you.
Should run now.
Let me ask you. Can I spend resolve now to get my stamina back, or no?
You have to do it while you're on a rest.
Understood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point at this guy right here who shot me last turn. I'll get you, bitch. And then I'm gonna take cover.
Oh my god.
So let me go back right here, I guess. No, actually,
Still
right
here.
20 foot of movement right here. And I will have a prepared action to fire my rifle at any target that comes in range of me.
Excellent. It goes to Timothy Thomas.
So, Tim Tom, really trying to give this guy an out. He just looks back at him. He just has these bloodshot eyes. He's gonna walk up to him, and Tim Tom wants to rip his rifle away from him and throw it off.
Oh god. Give me a attack roll of a 4.
So just
A
1d20
d20
4?
plus 4. 14. You go to try and rip this weapon away from him, and he seems to keep it firm in his grasp like he is intending to stand.
Damn.
It would go to the next individual's turn. Seeing everything that is going on, he is going to go 10, 20, 30, and he's going to try and take a shot into your back. This is 17 hit.
Ow. Yes.
Alrighty. 6 points of damage.
Ow. Oh, I'm not.
As it impacts you, you hear him shout in an almost shaky voice because he does have severe injury. You best be calling me the big game hunter. It'll go to corpse. And he's going to begin slowly stepping forward. 5,
Oh, we're doing this again.
15, 20.
We're doing this again.
5. And he gets right around the corner as you start firing into him.
Yes, he triggers my prepared action. All right, here we go. Probably misses, I'd imagine.
So as it impacts and seems to, like, basically just start ricocheting into his armor, he is going to, like, basically turn his faceplate, and he's going to just look at you like you just looked at him. And as he begins to reload his weapon, he says, "Don't fear the Reaper."
Okay.
Go to the rookie's turn. Seeing the situation at hand, he is going to clamber over to right here, and he is going to attempt to take a shot at Engos. Oh, no, he's out of ammunition. He reloads. Checks his gun, finds it empty, has to reload. Yarich's turn.
Alright, so instead of full charging, I'm just going to put all 4 hands onto this rifle, restudy it, and take a single shot at this dude, trying to see if
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm not charging it up.
Oh, you're not charging it?
No, I'm just taking a single shot. Because I'm kind of curious what's going on with this.
An 11. It hits the steel behind him.
Do I need to
You may need to repair it or something. Maybe put your dice in jail. It goes to the encumbered rookie. Seeing the situation that he is currently in, he is encumbered, he can't really go anywhere. He's going to reload his weapon. That is the end of his turn. It is Vaku.
All right. So I'm gonna try to do a clever feint on Corpse again. I'm just gonna like just start throwing rocks and just kind of like fucking and weaving, just to, like fuck with them.
Give me a bluff check.
It's like, you can't hit shit, motherfucker.
Not bad.
21. Let me quickly check the specific wording of this. Because 20 was around the range. So feints, it would be 15 plus 1.5 times his CR. Let me quickly determine this. It's definitely lower than 21, but I want to find out his actual value. 5 times 1.5 would be 7, so his DC is 17 to beat with bluff. So you start tossing and chucking rocks over at him, and it's just the end of the shower, but as he's saying, like, don't fear the Reaper, a rock hits the back of his helmet.
It's like, what the fuck?
So that would mean that he is, what, flat-footed?
Yep. And
Nice.
he's flat-footed against everyone until the end of my next turn.
Alrighty. Flat-footed. So, you just hear the rock clang back, and Ghost, what are you doing?
The rock is
After this,
cooking!
I am going to jump off my perch, land here, and then roll on the ground until I stand upright again. I'm going to look at Corpse. I'm going to yell, "Watch your 6, retard." I suppose intimidate roll for a trick attack.
Nice.
24, just barely out of reach, because the DC is 20 plus his CR, correct?
Yes.
He is a CR5 creature. So give me an attack roll. He's still flat-footed, though. 13 is not enough. Another shot impacts near him. And it would go towards this merc. Seeing as how you're just both exchanging fire, he's just gonna... Yeah, he can use the rest of his ammunition and just try to full attack you. A 25 and a 20, even with the -4.
Oh,
That would hit you, wouldn't it?
how?
A 7 and a... So a total of 14 points of damage.
Alright. Minus 1/4.
Seeing as how you're both exchanging blows, he kind of doubles down and just starts spraying the rest of the ammunition out of his firearm. And it would go to 447.
I'm gonna do something fucking stupid.
Oh no.
So...
What's new?
This is stupid even for me, my friend. So, after hearing him say, "Don't fear the Reaper," I'm gonna move in real close to him. And I'm gonna lean in as I unclip a grenade from my belt and press down on the button. You hear it ticking. I smile behind my helmet. There's room on Charon's boat for 2.
Oh, Christ.
Oh,
Are you going to set it off right here?
I'm going to hold it and let it tick down. I'm gonna see if that scares him into running away.
Give me an intimidate check.
Come on, buddy.
martyrdom.
Oh, that's a 23!
That's a good roll.
Let's see, 15 plus, let me check his actual bonus. So it's 10 plus his total intimidate bonus, and his total intimidate bonus is 11, meaning that his total DC modifier is 21.
Yes! I beat it!
So, seeing you pull the pin, some kind of like primal animalistic panic sets in, and he is definitely shaken now.
Can I
Shaken and flat-footed, he should be.
can I throw it somewhere else now that he's scared? Or if it's too late, I will accept the consequences and blow up.
I'll say that the standard action will be a part of the demoralization. I'll say that like you still have your hand depressed on the grenade itself, so it's not going to go off until you throw it.
Okay. Seeing
So
that he's
basically,
scared and he
you're
thinks I'm gonna...
preparing it for next turn.
Okay, I'm preparing it for next turn.
You still have your movement action though.
Can I use my movement to throw it?
I'll say you could use a free action to drop it.
Okay. So I just want to make sure. It's not gonna instantly blow from my hand next turn.
Nah, you're basically just kind of like charging it.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand there and stare at him while it ticks down. I'm done.
Oh, Christ.
Timothy on this guy just
Charon's
looks at
boat
this
for the two
fucking
of
little
us.
shit stain right in front of him. And you know what? Tim Tom's not in a very good spot. He has 6 HP left. So Tim Tom's going to pull out his syringe stick. And he's going to swing on this motherfucker.
Oh, God. 23 absolutely hits.
And yes, I am using the fuck you hallucinogenic
Of course.
bullshit.
4 damage and a failed fortitude save. Another injection, a failed save, a higher dosage seems to increase him back to his hallucinogenic.
And I want to move behind him.
He does not have a melee attack to hit you with.
Hey, actually, yeah, I'll move up to here.
You have to squeeze around him, and it's kind of uncomfortable.
Here you go. Here you go. Shush now. Shush now.
It is this guy's turn. Seeing the state that he is in, he is going to run over to this cover and take a shot at Angos. 12 does not hit, and manages to fly over under the rock bank behind you, and his turn is over. Goes to Corpse. Seeing this entire culmination of events,
Beep, beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep,
Hit.
beep, 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 beep.
he is going to take a step back and still, like, very, very disoriented. He's flat-footed, which means that -2 AC and cannot take reactions, and then he's shaken, which should incur a -2 penalty to his attack roll. He's gonna try and bring up his gun and try and shoot you.
Okay.
-2, 21 even still.
Are there any other penalties aside from that?
He's just flat-footed and shaken, so no.
Okay. Well, he hits.
7 points of damage.
I now have 0 HP.
And as you drop to 0 points of HP and fall to your knees, the grenade rolls in between you. I'll let him take
no.
a reflex saving throw, but I'll say that he wasn't expecting it, so... Oh wait, no, the intimidated thing, it actually does incur a penalty on his saves.
Oh!
So that would be a 12.
He still passes.
So go ahead and roll the damage.
Alright. That's better than
6
my fucking crit I got with the grenade.
Wait, is Tim Tom about to get blasted with
No, it's a 15-foot radius.
Yeah, it's rolling.
Tim Tom, as like
between
he's
this and
fighting this guy,
outright.
just hears the boom.
Yeah,
looks back,
you
and
hear
just
the
sees
boom
this
and you
big
see
mother-
me sprawl out on the ground.
Tim Tom looks back and sees this big motherfucker and just goes, "Well, this is a bit of a complication." Because Tim
Christ.
Tom has no idea.
So,
that
do I take the damage from that grenade as well and go into negative HP, or...
So the way that works, I believe... Let me quickly check the dying
Because
rolls.
I can't take a reflex save against this, because I'm...
This is true, so you'll just suffer the damage. Okay.
I'm gonna put -6 at my hit points just for now.
If you are dying, if you have any stamina points, the first time each round you take HP damage, you lose 1 resolve point.
Ooh, okay.
So you lose a resolve point.
Fair enough.
You are still at 0 HP, though.
Yes.
Alright, good. It would go to the rookie's turn. That explosion goes off and shrouds the both of them in dust.
I do not
Being
regret
that
that.
it's his turn. He is going to try and loop around to this cover and try to take a shot at Vaku. 28. God. 8 points of damage.
We ain't doing so good. We've hurt quite a few of them, but we, yeah.
Alrighty, so with that registered, it would go to Yarich's turn.
As a free
Yarich,
action,
you can figure out your laser rifle, I believe in you.
He's
As a
flat-footed
free-
and shaking still. So
as a free action, I'm going to take off the lens, put it back on, and fire again, full blast, rounding it up.
Who are you shooting at?
The one that's been shooting at me.
Okay, that one that's cowering between the two vents. Give it a go. Lens off, lens on, breathe out, breathe in. You can do it, come on.
It explodes in his hands. Oh, wow, 25!
Give me
Nice.
the damage
Oh.
roll.
And he fired
Oh,
Wait a
away.
second.
I added the
Even
plus.
even at a 21, you're fine.
Yeah.
Base.
These guys aren't that tough.
They're still fucking whipping our cream.
4 points of damage because the 1d6 rolls a 1. So, thankfully, he had 3 HP left. So, this guy, he tries to bring up his gun to take a few more shots at you. And then a laser blast, much more intense than it would have otherwise been, shears his arm off and kills him instantly.
Imagine getting removed from this earth by a 3-year-old with a wind-up Jack-in-the-Box laser rifle.
So, yeah, that guy's absolutely dead.
All right.
Go-
All right. I think I have this now. I
Oh,
think I have this.
Goes towards the hallucinating rookie, who... He's got a full clip. He's gonna start shooting at Timothy.
Uh-oh. Nope. Fuck.
4 points.
Yep, brings me down to 2 HP.
Join me, Tim Tom.
It goes to Vaku's turn.
So yeah,
Alright.
you just watched me go Allah Akbar on this guy.
No kidding.
You know, fuck it. I'm just gonna like run up to him and smack him again.
So you bring the stick up and start shouting again in your combo?
Yeah.
Give me an attack roll.
Damn.
This time
So-
he's more prepared and
Yeah,
grabs.
you bring the stick down and smash him into the shoulder. And seeing as how you're in the midst of a dust cloud, the impact registers as a sound, but like the click and the impact that it makes are much less forceful than you intended for them to be. And you see him with like, you don't see his eyes because he's in a full-faced helmet, but his face turns over to you and you can tell that there's so much going on for him that he's not sure what to focus on. And it goes to Anko's
Even
turn.
if we win, they'll remember this forever. Even if they win, they'll remember this forever.
The bird, the Taco Bell bird, and the suicide bomber.
He
As
was
the-
he was not joking when he said I had grit.
As Baku's quarterstaff comes down to crash on this mercenary captain, I'm just gonna scream, "Not done yet, fuck ass!" And I'm gonna do a bluff for, I guess, intimidate again on trick attack. If I can bring up my character sheet.
Being able to use your fucking skills in place of your attack roll is fucking crazy.
Well, it's not using it in place of it.
Hmm.
It's basically deciding if he'll do extra damage.
Oh, okay.
I'll give that one
That's
to you.
still really
Ankos.
good.
You need a yeah, that's good. You hit.
Wow, nice.
I'll give that one to you since
Ah,
you
I hit wrong button.
Away. Matter of fact, I'll do you one more. Instead of just giving it to you, you start feeling a sense of dread curling around your limbs, and I'm going to say deduct your resolve point, and I will allow that to succeed.
All right. I guess I will take this shot then. So that will succeed. Here is
Absolutely.
my full damage roll.
13
So-
points of damage.
Nice.
I will scream, "Try again, fuck ass!"
So one shot goes through and it manages to impact this soldier directly into his side. And he kind of recoils for a second in the midst of a suicide bombing, a bird berserker, and now suddenly a operative that is firing on him. And you just get this feeling of something dark lingering on that gunfire. 447, would you like to spend your last result to stabilize?
I would. And I
You
would
are
also
most
like
stable.
to ask you if that crazy ass fucking bluff maneuver with the grenade will earn me a resolve point. Is that how that works?
I'm not certain if you reward people resolve, but let me check.
If the answer is no, so be it.
Yeah, I don't think that it is. It's like a class currency, not like
Okay.
hero points.
I figured. I just didn't know if Starfinder had something like inspiration or hero points that are rewarded for like cool
we
shit.
might think about doing something like that later.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I've
Now-
my
now
last
you get
resolve
it.
to stabilize, and that's my turn.
Tim Tom would like to Can Tim Tom full round attack with a syringe stick?
You absolutely can. You'll just have to incur the -4 penalty. So go ahead and make another attack.
I already clicked
13 and a 14, both of those go through.
I already clicked the buttons.
Nice.
So at this point, Tim Tom's not even putting anything in it. He's just like murder stroking down on this guy.
Oh god.
Just stop! Die already! Die already! Die already!
Just ice picking him repeatedly. A 4 and a 6. So the 4, you bring a brutal stab into his leg, and then one of your bear paws latches on and wrenches his head back to the point where you can see his bloodshot, fearful eyes as the second stab indirectly tears out his jugular.
Look at this
Digs
shit.
in.
Look at
and you hear
this.
this curdling sound of flesh splitting in between the implements. And this dude perishes from that blow. You just hear gurgling as he falls down dead.
Look at what I posted.
That is the second individual Tim Tom has canonically killed.
Britain.
Britain.
Christ.
This
then.
combat is going amazing.
Seeing as how they're
Probably
still
gonna get mowed down.
Hey,
Whenever
by the way,
Even if we lose, they will never forget this.
Hey, I want to point out this is the first time Tim Tom has killed anyone this entire campaign.
I thought this was the second time.
No, this is the only time he's killed someone in the campaign. The first kill was not before the campaign started.
Fair.
Right.
Fair.
So this is his first kill in the
So-
campaign.
Another shot for Zankos. A 14 doesn't hit, I assume.
It does hit.
It does hit, okay. In that case, damage, 6 points. Punches through your ablative plating, and you actually manage to take a single scratch, just kind of a mark, a reminder that you are still in the midst of a deadly combat zone. I should mention it was this guy that attacked you.
Oh, he's after the corpse is done. He's
Alright, it is now Corpse's turn. Seeing that this dude just, like, suicide bombed himself, at this moment I'm going to say that his shaken status comes off. The flat-footed should have left whenever, you had ended your turn. But that's okay,
Yeah.
it'll end now. And seeing as how the dust is dispersing, you are currently fighting along his side, and he just kind of takes a step away from you and looks over towards the bear in the alley.
Join me, Tim
Tim
Tom.
Tom looks at him
Join
and he's
me.
like,
He looks over at the bear in the alley, seeing that his fucking goon has 20 billion syringes stuck in him.
Can you imagine?
And the
You
fucking
died-
bear is looking up with an eyeball falling out of his socket.
No kidding.
You survive a suicide bombing attempt. You get fucking cracked in the head by a handgun round. You turn around and there's just a bear fucking staring at you in a
Tim
fucking
Tom's
dark
just
alleyway.
holding the fucking guy just killed by like the back of his neck, looks back and just sees this man with the LMG and just goes, well, that's just not fair at all.
Yeah, as you do that and you wrench up an eyeball, there's no disgust emanating from Corpse as he brings his weapon up and just kind of goes, Ironblood needs to stop sending rookies to a veteran fight, and he's going to open fire on you.
Fuck.
Well, join me. Join me.
10 points of damage
Join
to
me.
0 points of HP.
We
And then he's
napping.
going to turn back towards Vaku.
We are
Tim Tom's like,
napping.
that's not fair at all. And just the classic silhouette of Tim Tom getting riddled with fucking bullets.
I'm glad I have all this soundbite still.
It is nice.
Are you the one playing gunfire sounds
Yes, I am.
through voice mod? Neat. I
You
wish
have any,
I
like,
wish you had one for when I
fire sounds?
I wish you had one for when I blew myself up.
I honestly wanted to My Life for Pakistan.
My Life for
Pakistan.
I love Pakistan.
I need to get a grenade soundbite, honestly.
I give my
I'll
life.
have one for the next session.
I give my life for Pakistan.
So, seeing the current predicaments, this mercenary who is currently engaged with the Moth is going to try and shoot him again.
Which mercenary?
The one right here.
BRB.
Alright.
13 and 11. Not nearly enough for your covered position. And it would go to your turn.
I'm going to peek over the edge.
That's horrifying, by the way. Give me an
Big
attack
boot.
roll.
Oh,
9 hits the rock behind him. And it would pass to Vaku's turn.
Get it, Vaku! Fuck this guy up!
slap his nuts!
Kill him!
I
gonna run up.
imagine
Kill the Zenwa.
as you are approaching him and running towards him, he goes to cock the bolt on his weapon and turns over towards you and just goes, "So I wonder, do you have any way to get across my reach?" And it would... Sorry, I accidentally skipped the turn. What else do you do?
I just fucking smacked
Oh, the
him.
attack?
Yeah.
Alright, that's 17. His AC currently is 19.
Damn.
And it is to smash into his plating, and you are now engaging in fisticuffs galore. It is Ankos Orion's turn.
If we focus
I-
him, we can kill him. Kill
I
him.
will fire. I will do another shit. I'll do a bluff attack and then fire over his shoulder to try and hit this armed assailant.
Fair enough. 26 absolutely goes through.
Mm-hmm. Inventory.
Do you choose to move?
Please. I will not move for now.
Alright.
Please fucking hit.
21 absolutely hits.
Very
Yes!
nice. Very nice.
You're very close to a natural 20.
Give me a second. 1
Join the fucking shit because I got kicked.
4. God fucking damn it.
4 points of damage. Oh my god. So this thing hits him and you hear another growl from deep underneath the armor as he sees you in the distance. We'll go to 447.
Who is
You are out of
unconscious?
resolve.
Well,
Timothy,
I
would you like to-
stabilized, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying if
I
you
will
had a
spend
resolve, you could come
a
back.
Yes.
Resolve to stabilize.
Correct. You are now at 4.
Well,
No,
if I didn't damage myself with that grenade, I could have come back, but instead I am out cold.
He is going to keep his position, reload, that is the end of his turn. It is Corpse's turn. So, seeing what is currently going on, the twin fight between Vaku and the operative that's in the distance, you hear him kind of mutter to yourself, "I wonder if you have any way to fight in melee," and he is going to try and push past Vaku. So he's going to go 5, 10, attack of opportunity.
Yeah?
Get
I'll
him!
fucking smack him again.
Thwack him! Thwack
Slap his nuts!
Thwack! Thwack his nuts! Thwack his nuts!
Whack 'em.
Thwack him!
Absolutely goes through.
Yo!
You've been thwacked. Wow,
You
7
smash
damage,
him
that ain't
across the
bad.
back for 7 points of damage. So 5,
On.
15, 20, 25. And as he brings the gun up, "Why don't you get a little closer?" And he opens fire. Just
Whoa, god damn, look at that roll.
That absolutely hits.
10 points of damage.
That riddles me pretty good.
So tearing into your body, you're forced to duck back deeper into cover. It goes to this rookie's turn, who is going to continue trying to engage in a fight with the moth.
Nope. Nope.
So attack. Both of them manage to impact the roof, and that is about it. It would go to the moth, who is probably going to miss again.
Yoris, you better fucking hit something, goddammit!
Can we please focus fire on...
This guy's AC at maximum is 19.
19.
So that 21 absolutely hits this guy. 6 points of damage. It manages to put a searing burn into his chest. It goes to Vaku's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna run up to him and I'm gonna do a fucking double attack. With my fucking staff. Just start swinging.
You only get a single attack ever.
Oh.
Yeah, if you move,
never mind.
if you move, you can only attack once.
Yeah, if you move,
Okay.
you can only attack once, but still, one attack
Yeah,
could do a
yeah.
lot.
You just see the bird running.
Ah!
past.
Nope.
Another smack
No.
across his back. It goes to Ankos.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm in a bad position. I don't want this guy to come after me. So I am going to move here And then I'm going to shift fire to this guy right here because he is now within range. I will roll a trick attack for bluff, and then I will take a shot against him.
That is a...
Probably not going to make it.
do you only have 1 point of resolve, do you?
I
That
have
is
no points of
not a
resolve.
success. So,
Right,
just a regular
so-
attack.
Yes.
17 point? Yeah, 17 absolutely hits. 3
Great.
points of damage. It brings him down to 13. So, another shot hits this dude in the side, and at this point, you all have exchanged a significant amount of blows to the point where basically everyone except for Yarich is tired.
No one,
At this
no
point,
one
I
is
see-
doing well
I
right
see-
now.
I see Corpse running towards me, and I go, "Oh shit!" And then I
That's not
run
good.
to the back side of this weird, like, explorer vehicle. And then as soon as I stick myself to the wheel, I see there is a mercenary directly in front of me, and I pull my gun out and fire at him, thinking, "Oh fuck, I'm surrounded."
It impacts him in the side, and he seems to recoil and just go, "Oh shit!" And he's gonna try and duck back. It is now Centurion
Snoozing.
into Timothy. Timothy, do you want to spend a resolve to gain 1 hit
Yes.
point? You are now at 3
Do I-
resolve, and you
do I
have
get
a
a-
1 hit point.
Do I get a turn after this?
Yeah, no, so you are no longer dying. You are, in fact, well, we're already stabilized, but now you are just prone.
You took a very brief nap.
So
Yeah, you got riddled with bullets.
can Tim Tom stand up and like move and shit?
Yeah, movement action to stand up, and then you have a
And
standard
then you can
left.
use a standard to move again. Yeah.
Shit. Tim Tom wouldn't be able to see this fucko, would he? Even if you like really try to
Yeah.
corner peek this guy. Okay, cool. I guess Tim Tom's gonna run over here.
So you get up, dust yourself off, still covered in blood.
Yeah, and you just see Tim Tom bloody to shit, gushing from bullet wounds, with a fucking ice pick in his hands.
Covered in gore. It would go to this
This is
merc.
a horrifying image.
Yeah, seeing all of this, he is going to 10, 20, 30 back to this spot, and he is going to try and continue to shoot at Ankos. Now his magazine's full. 13.
That hits.
Damn. You need
But-
some armor.
I have 12 AC.
Cover.
I'm not in cover from this guy.
Let me check something real
It's
quick.
a fucking straight line.
Yeah, that is a straight line, no cover.
My mistake.
Yeah, it's worth asking about.
It was worth asking. 6 points of damage. Another shot tags you in the leg, and now you are at critical stages.
Soon enough, it's gonna be your reach in a sniper's nest and his wind-up toy picking people off.
It is, you know,
Fuck you, kick shit, hit shit.
And he's either missing or killing people instantly. There's no in between.
yeah, Corpse is going to take a step away from Vaku for another attack of opportunity.
Please,
Please
hit him.
put this Enwa on his ass.
Come on.
Sam?
Vaku, are you
Yeah?
with us?
Oh yeah.
Attack
Get
of,
him!
Attack of opportunity. Please put this Enwa on his ass.
A 19
Okay.
hit.
All right. Let's keep the good times rolling. Okay. All right.
So as he gets slammed across his side, all Corpse has to manage is annoying.
Why does his battle staff make a fucking laser rifle sound, Hooper?
I don't have anything better, fuck you.
5, 10, 15, 20. And as he
Oh,
slowly
fuck.
walks up and levels the gun at you, die.
That hits.
7 points.
I am at negative 2 points of HP.
It's
So
just
he brings the gun up to bear and riddles your body. You drop to 0 HP and fall into a deep, deep sleep.
it's just fucking Vaku and your reach. I mean, I guess Tim Tom's up, but he's got like 1 point of health.
I'm ringing the bell.
It is now the rookie's turn, seeing as how
I pulled my
ringing
fucking
the
weight,
bell.
fuck you.
seeing
I
as how
wasn't fucking-
Inkos got
I was
tagged
not
and
criticizing you,
died,
sir.
He is going to fall back 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and go to shoot the moth.
Nope.
14, another shot ricochets as you exchange from cover to cover. It is now Yarich's turn.
Can you please kill fucking Core?
Inside? Is he inside of
It
mine?
looks like he is.
Yeah, he should be.
Why wouldn't
Yeah.
he be?
That looks like a straight line to me. No
It, does,
cover.
it
or
looks like there's
anything.
no cover involved even. Just
Yeah.
please
I'm kind of in
You're
the
laying
corner
on
of the
top of the
thing.
building. I'd say that's a straight shot.
roll.
Yeah, that looks like a straight shot to
Yeah,
me.
please roll
All
high
right.
and blow his head off.
Please kill this and walk.
Please be a 3-year-old with a wind-up laser rifle who domes 2 people.
All right, I'm done.
Damn it, you
I'm
fucking
done.
Hey,
with
wait,
this.
have you used your fucking once per game ability to reroll?
No,
Oh no.
No, you haven't. Then fucking do it,
I'm.
please.
You're what? Are you able to use that for attack rolls?
I don't know, but can he?
Let's
It's a reaction while not in
Maybe.
combat.
Oh,
Not in
wow,
combat.
not in combat. Never mind.
All right, so I
Well-
can't use that in this case.
Oh well. We this ain't over yet. We can still do it.
Hey Tyler, I have a question.
Yes.
Have you been using combat tracking?
Oh, have not.
That's kind of important.
Ching.
What was? Yeah, keep that in mind.
He
for
rolled like a
later on.
14.
I know he rolled a 14, but I just want to keep that in mind for later.
So there's
So-
a few more hits he could have gotten if that was heated.
I will say, as you start to feel doubt and almost go to smack the gun, you do feel the darkness coiling around you, and I'm going to take a point of your resolve and allow you to reroll that attack.
Do it. Kill him.
Please be the 3-year-old who kills 2 separate people.
Inventory, attack, roll.
18 is just barely not enough. So
Damn.
another
Gonna
Kind
ring the
of-
bell.
different snapshot
Vaku's gonna have to ring the
seems
bell.
to singe across the armor. It is now Vaku's turn.
Please make it tolls for thee.
Baku, please kill this guy.
It tolls for thee.
Alright.
Da 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 da
Bell tolls for thee.
da 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 da.
The bell tolls for thee.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Make us fight on the hill in the early
Yes!
day.
So
The fucking man.
I'll describe to you what Vaku does. He runs up behind him, and seeing that he is currently finished spraying Angos with fire, you bring your leg and in one muscle-bound kick, cave this guy's left knee inwards. And as his back kind of falls to you, you put the bow staff just underneath his helmet line and just start strangling him. And as you are fighting with him, you hear a Taco Bell sound as his neck snaps.
Please tell me this is what I think it is. Yes.
Oh my
Great. Now I don't think this is gonna be able to be fucking posted.
We already played Taco Bell. Plus we're using copyrighted music for the combat tracks.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
whom the Taco Bell tolls.
as you snap this guy's neck and he falls to the ground in a disheveled pile of, like, sparking power armor, it is now Angos Orion's turn. You do not have any resolve points, so the bullet holes and the bleeding kills you.
You can't even roll a death save?
There is no death saves, it's resolve bound.
Fair.
Centurion is stable. Timothy,
So
it is your turn, Timothy.
Timothy, at this point, like, he doesn't comprehend the world around him. He is more animalistic and feral.
Please do not start eating me.
I'm just gonna run out in like this feral fucking rage, pulls out his stick, pulls out his gun, and he's gonna fire at this guy over here.
I see. Give me an attack roll.
You just hear him just screaming, just
15. He is in
Hits.
cover, so it does not hit.
No.
So it manages to impact the cover behind him. And it would go to his turn and just go, "You again." He sees that corpse has died, by the way, and he seems very demoralized by this.
Well,
A 24.
this was your choice.
Not
Tom's
enough
down
to
again.
put Tim Tom back into an unconscious state. Fall
He
over.
rolls
You are now
over.
dying.
I imagine he shoots it as Tim Tom.
It's down to you, Vaku, and your reach.
Yep.
Pull us out of this.
He's dead.
So, as it comes to Corpse's turn, you hear a sudden sound from above.
Oh, no.
The whirling of energy
Oh
rotors.
God, I fucking thought you forgot about that.
The aircraft swoops in overhead, casting dust over everybody in this ensuing conflict. And you see something shoot off from the bottom of the craft. It connects to the chassis of Corpse's body and begins to lift him into the air. So as this energy copter sweeps in, what do you want to do?
Can I, like, fire off a pistol round, the chain, try to break it as a reaction?
Sure, why not?
I'll do the same.
It's like, you ain't getting away.
We're gonna strip you for your armor and weapons.
13.
I'll say that the 17 goes off. So give me an attack roll. Or a damage roll, rather. 3 points of fire damage. The chain sizzles and begins to thin a bit, but as the energy rotors begin to ignite with their power, Corpse is pulled by chain length. He hits the side of the stonework and fractures, and you see one of his limbs snap before he is pulled over to one of these crates and hits them and just sends, he's basically shuddering over into his other friend before he is pulled up into the air.
he's getting Gmod fizz gunned away.
And it would go to Yarich's turn.
Fuck.
Rather, it would go to this mercenary's turn because I had skipped him. So, seeing what is going on right now, he is going to go 5 feet to right here. I'll say that he'll come... I already made his decision. He's going to go 10, 20, 30, which would be right here. And he's going to try and take a snapshot at Vaku. 16.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Snapshot.
Image is 7.
Alright, that puts me to 6 health.
If you were able to ring Corpse's bell, you can ring this fucker's bell too.
Yeah.
As Corpse hits the crate and disappears off in the distance, he just goes, no, 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 no. And you can tell he's looking at the chopper, which is flying away as if that is his exit.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
You realize that they're leaving these mercs behind.
Ooh.
It is Yarich's turn.
I'm gonna ring the bell.
If I
Man
am
out in the
mistaken,
wide open gets one big.
Oh!
so something I will point out is that laser rifle does have a 40-foot reach, which means that he would be in a second range increment for a -2 to the attack. But that still goes through, so give me the damage roll. Impacts and a gun, a physical firearm, ammunition, but the laser cuts through his boot and seems to make him stumble to the ground for a second as he continues to try and flee. It is now Vaku's turn.
Alright, I'm just gonna like run up to him. The bell tolls for thee!
The Taco Bell tolls for thee.
Yes.
God damn it! Is this what
The
fucking episode should be
Fiesta
called?
Pale tolls for thee. You reach down and basically just grab a hold of this dude by the side of his clothing and go to slam this stick down in his face. But he brings up his own gauntleted hand and tries to hold the staff, just pleading not to kill him. Passes Orion, goes to Centurion, goes to Timothy.
We'll
Timothy,
spend a
you can
resolve
spend a
to
resolve to stabilize. You are now at 2. It would go to the mercenary over here who's seeing Vaku out of position, going to fire.
Oh, fuck! That's a 29.
A 29. That is 6 points of damage. Which
Puts
would
me
bring
exactly to
Vaku
0.
God
You fall
damn!
down to your knees and begin to kind of cradle over this merc who is currently like underneath your like limp form. So he's freaking out.
Oh, good.
Well, your reach, it's up to you!
So yeah, he's going to push Vaku aside and reach over to this spot and just kind of cower down for a second. And it is now a fight between Yarreach, the 3-year-old with the laser blaster, and 2 mercenary rookies.
Is this a straight line?
It is. Christ.
Big boy bang.
How long was that? 100 feet? That would be a -4 to the attack roll. God, even with the -4, this dude's still at 19 AC, so that hits. Give me a damage roll.
Oh, let me add the.
I want to
1d6
check
haven't
something.
done
I think he
that.
might have more bonuses to hit than I do. He does.
You check. He has dexterity modifier, base attack bonus
Here's my
modifier.
bonus.
He has a
to
plus-
attack.
We both have +5s to hit. Jesus.
Indeed.
That's crazy. I need to fucking work on my dex when I level up.
What is this? What's the +3 classes mechanic level plus the base attack bonus value? I'll have to look at this later.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm saying I need to work on my dex when I level
I'm
up.
wondering what the calculation is, because if you look at his thing, it's a bit weird. Like, do you notice that underneath Yarreach's thing it says +3 classes mechanic levels?
It says
But it
it says
also-
minus floor, so that seems like a penalty.
Yeah, but that +3 is a bonus.
Oh, right. Yeah, wait, that says mechanic level getting added to the attack.
Why, I'm not certain. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, but we'll let it roll for now. I guess.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's just enough. The laser bolt impacts him directly in the head and shears it from his body.
The 3-year-old with the wind-up toy has killed 2 people.
You have a death ray now. And it would go to... Well, I believe it would go to Vaku, who is currently dying. Do you have a resolve to spend?
I have 3 resolve.
Then spend 1 and you'll be stable for this turn.
Hey, GM,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
If
Come on.
if I spent, say, the last 2
No.
resolve, could I wake up and go absolutely fucking feral mode?
Let me just handle this at this
There.
point.
Yeah.
You can wake up on your turn as typical.
Yeah,
You're
we-
currently dying.
Yeah.
You did spend a stamina to go... Not a stamina, a fucking resolve to go stable, but you still have 1 left, don't you?
No, I have 2 left.
Then you can get up on your turn as normal, just keep in mind you're still gonna come up as like 1 HP.
I'm referring to possibly using the Dark Resolve feature.
I'm gonna say, since the circumstance don't dictate it, we have a full health character and a nearly critical enemy. I'm gonna say that Aspect is not feeling it for this particular thing. It's a stressful thing.
Okay, but I will deduct 1 resolve from 2
Yeah,
at 1.
so
that way-
it would go to Timothy, and you would wake up with 1 HP.
Again.
Tim Tom will eye snap
Refusing
open,
to
look
die.
Look at this guy, and then use his 40 feet of movement, which I think I moved.
You would have to go unprone, so it'd be your movement and your standard to get over to him.
Yeah, and then Tim Tom will literally just run straight.
Are
at
you
him.
ready? Are you ready for nap time again?
I would not recommend.
He's
Tim Tom's
ready
on
for
all-
nap time, Tyler.
Tim
Yeah.
Tom's on all 4s, just
Christ.
He
So
just keeps
as-
getting up and getting put back down and getting up. And...
Yeah, as that happens, this mercenary is freaking out, takes a step away from his cover, back up against the door, and goes to just shoot Timothy.
Local bear too angry to die.
down again.
Nap time!
And back to sleep.
Back to 0 HP, your face impacts the crate, and you are back to unconscious.
So he's out of cover.
He is out of cover.
Alright.
Tyler, please finish this guy.
Christ, it is now fucking Yarreach's turn.
All right.
The turn order is now really small, to be fair.
So with this range increment, it would be a -4 penalty to the attack.
minus 4.
Yeah, because the range is 40 feet, which means that you're in the second range increment.
Oh,
Wow, that hurt.
little bit. The scope's on this.
Too far, honestly.
Yeah.
At
It
this
is now
range,
Vaku's turn.
Do I spend another? Do I spend another point of resolve to get up? And
This is a question for you. Do you want to?
I would like to.
Then you are at 1 resolve and 1 HP.
All right, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna blast him.
So you would get up as a movement action, which would remove your prone condition, and then you're going to pull out your pistol and just shoot him.
Yeah.
Mean attack roll.
nice.
So I imagine, go ahead and give me your damage roll. I imagine as you were shot by his colleague who had his head taken off, it took you a second to overcome that pain to get up back to one knee into a standing position. You just kind of level the pistol and fire, and it shears off a portion of his shoulder, but he is still barely kicking. It is now Timothy's turn.
I will spend a resolve to stabilize.
You are at 0 resolve, but at least you're stable.
Stay down. Final warning.
Stay
So-
down.
It goes to the rookie, and seeing his options, he is going to drop his weapon and put his hands up.
I'm going to get onto the local comm and broadcast all over. Smart move.
So,
and
as that happens, we come to an end of the combats, and I will transition us to the vault battle map. Not the battle map, the vault art. And let's get us back onto some regular ambience.
God damn, that was
I'm going
fucking
to
crazy.
get on. I'm going to get onto the I'm going to contact
Zachy, old Zachy.
yeah,
Zacharias.
Zacharias. Yes, thank you. And tell him we have one survivor. He has dropped his weapon. We can take him in for interrogation. My other companions need to be brought in, even if they seem dead. They should have a pulse.
It is at this point that the doors to the actual complex slide open, and you do see the one mercenary now surrounded by 5 of Stenham's guard in full heavy armor and long arms. They basically immediately threaten him. He gets on his knees. He is cuffed and dragged into the facility, and the rest of the guard come out to start dragging the rest of the party in. Timothy takes like 3 or so guys to be dragged inside.
Canonically
others
weighs
are-
like 1,400 pounds.
Yeah, no kidding. They're having to basically just kind of shove him along the cargo and drag him along the ground. Vaku, seeing as how you are still conscious with 1 point of like health left, you basically have, I'd imagine, a person to lean on.
Ari's just gonna walk beside Vaku.
And they are going to collect 447 and Angos's corpse.
I'm not dead.
Yeah.
447's not dead, he's
Yes.
just stable.
I am snoozing.
The snooze.
Wake
You
me
all are dragged
when you
inside.
need me.
Wake me up inside. Can't wake up.
Alright,
As
so
Yarich, you clamber down from the roof and go out onto the platform. You do see the armored form of Zacharias, who is currently standing with a sword to his side on the platform, and he seems to greet you with a smile before looking to the rest of the wounded and dead party. And before you get a chance to say anything, I'm sorry I couldn't open the door. I couldn't risk them coming in and burning us out.
I understand. It was quite the fight. I don't think you
Shouldn't
would
have
have
to worry
ended.
about them anymore, at least for now.
Oh, they'll be back.
Ugh.
This place is too viable at this point to let go.
Yeah.
What of your other party members?
They
They're,
should be
they're
able to
down
get
for
up.
now, but
Yeah.
they'll be up eventually.
I can examine the ankles on my own, and I should be able to get them back up.
They fucked me up pretty bad, not gonna lie.
Speaking of, you start scampering over to Ankos while Vaku is like in critical condition. And matter of fact, Zacharias, what you'd imagine is a noble who probably wouldn't bother himself with, like, trying to assist in the medical matters, actually straight up slings himself underneath your shoulder and is now supporting most of your weight and carrying you, Vaku, into the facility.
Thanks.
There's some places that we can use as clean rooms. Come on.
Uh,
And he's going to drag you further in. So as the rest of the party is brought into the medical facility, one of the Stenheim guards and Yarich goes over to Ankos, and what you find is a blood pool next to the forklift. For some reason, you always knew he'd die next to a forklift.
I don't know why. Seems more fitting of for 7. But all right, Yarich is going to begin doing some
He could have gone to Valhalla on a
pseudo
forklift.
work on him, hoping that he resurrects soon.
So, you start
I'm
the
going
facility, or are you just doing medical attention to him outside right now?
medical attention to him outside.
So you start trying to patch up the corpse, and as you are doing so, the guard just kind of like, I know this is hard, but he's dead. We'll bring him inside. And he's going to scoop him up in his arms, and he's going to carry Ankos in.
Yarich kind of his
You're not
antenna.
sure how to describe it.
No, he does not. His antenna twitches wildly as his thoughts just race. Like, he doesn't know how to explain this, and he's almost wanting to bluff his way out.
Refill your popcorn. You'll love this next part.
Oh.
Refill your
Yeah.
popcorn.
I-
You're gonna like this next part.
Let's just get him on the table. I'm sure he'll come back. He will.
Yeah, just give him a bit.
You just kind of hear the guard almost whispering something about denial as he's carrying Ankos fireman style. You all make it into this medical room and are immediately tended to by, well, none other than Zacharias himself. As a noble, he is possessed of a pretty legit education, and he begins to tend over those in the party that aren't currently in, like, critical condition. Well, he's tending the most dire ones.
I'll be helping him once we got ankles onto a table.
So
I put some bandages over the wound as a trying to hide the fact when he starts regenerating.
right. So as you all are busying yourselves with the medical matters,
Do you want me to roll medical
don't worry about it. We'll get to it later.
Alright.
Hooper. You, Ankos, yourself, wake up in a dark room on a table.
As soon as I notice that I can move and I'm awake, I will try to move my arms, then my legs, and then stand up.
So you get up and find yourself rising out of your own corpse. You are in a room with nothing other than your own body for company.
Aspect, you there?
It's almost like you hear your words reflected and echoing into the empty and vacant chambers ahead of you. No response, just the sound of your own voice.
I pace around my body, examining this strange conundrum of being able to see my own corpse. And I wait for something to respond to me.
You do see further up ahead what appears to be an empty door into darkness. And from out of it, you do actually hear a whisper of a word.
This is big.
It is very, very quiet, but you hear just the edge of it. A simple, "Help me."
I will move towards this voice.
As you step into the doorway and pass beyond the periphery, you find that your boot contacts almost like a water It's very hard to see in here, but you're about ankle deep in this water. You begin to trudge forward until eventually you feel something meet resistance at your foot, and you look down to see the same mercenary, one of the 3 that have died, is like half submerged in this ankle-deep water, lying prone. His face is sticking up out of the water and looking up at you. And he just repeats once more, "Help me!"
I will bend down and grab him and pull him out of the water.
So as you reach down, it's almost like he is pulled by an invisible force. He is tugged violently, black water splashing up into your face as he is dragged into the beyond, the darkness in front of you. And you hear that final scream of him going, "Help me!" as he's dragged through the water violently, disappearing. And you just start to just hear more of these voices. Almost dim, but there are a lot of them.
I begin walking forward. If I see another that has the same fate, I will try to help them. If the same fate happens, I will ignore them and keep trudging forward.
So, as you hear them, the voices begin to grow in volume until eventually you reach what appears to be a much larger chamber around you, your voice echoing out, your breaths kind of catching on the wind and reflecting back to you as if you could hear every single sound that your body makes, heartbeat or breath. And eventually you start to hear a pat of water, as if you had just stepped outside and it had begun to rain. It begins to pick up, dot after dot, until eventually it escalates into a light rain, and it begins to pour. And as you hear distant storm clouds thundering overhead, there is a strike of lightning, and illuminating something which cannot be described. Its greater mass is, for lack of a better term, almost enough to drive you into the periphery of insanity. But as its 6 white glowing eyes begin to burn into open slits drawn to dagger points, you see the 3 mercenaries suspended by black tendrils hovering in front of this mass of shadows and nightmares.
I will walk past these mercenaries and continue onwards.
You go to continue walking, and you find that there is no more distance to be closed. You feel like you've arrived at your destination, and this is exactly what you're intended to be shown. Maybe confused for a second, these things are drawn a bit closer and you can hear them gasp for help once more, and the creature in front of you seems to glare as if it were being ignored. It's almost like a voice from every direction at once. "I've tried so hard to be so good, but the very nature of life itself is valuable." It almost seems to tilt its large head, or what you can make of it. "These lives for your own. Does that not seem the fair cost to pay?"
So, what? You want their lives in exchange for mine?
It doesn't seem to respond to you, but that feels like the question it's asking.
I've already killed them. I already tried to exchange their own lives for mine. I'm not sure what else you want from me.
So
The
as
only
it
difference in your mind
seems,
is that
go ahead.
I tried my very hardest to kill them to save my own life, and I failed. You have my answer.
So the tendrils coil around these three bodies, and you hear their screams cut short as they are vivisected, and you see a vibrant, white fluid begin to pour forth from their bodies and seep into the mess, the nightmare that is this creature's form. And there's almost a heartbeat that's shared between the two of you, and you hear the creature say, "Brace yourself." And as everything is sucked back, almost like time reversing, you fold back into your own body and begin to hear violent ruptures. Though you didn't suffer any limb damage, there is a lot of internal horror going on right now, with flesh rearranging, stitching, and reknitting back into place. It's like the sting of 1,000 different needles coated in fire as you are brought back into the world of the living. You shock back awake, slam one hand against the table, and realize the full extent of the decision you've made. You're not just coming back to life. You're stealing energy from other beings to sustain your own immortality.
Well, shit.
Vampire.
I awaken on my what I suppose is this cold surgical bed.
Yeah, just kind of like shocked awake, slam one hand down on the table, and there is sweat dripping from your face.
Is anyone around me?
I imagine that you wake up to a full staff of guards, as well as the very same individual, Zacharias, who is just about to tell Yarreach that, like, he's beyond saving. Like, he's examined him and there's not much else he can do. When that sudden shock goes through, and Zacharias almost steps back and shouts as if he's seen a ghost.
It's horrifying, is it not? He looks at
Is
big
Yarreach
eyes.
actually here?
He don't know what to do about it.
Are you actually here, Yarreach, or are you just inserting
Yeah.
yourself?
Yarreach is just looking up at Zacharias.
We're all in the medical bay. Yeah.
Yeah, you see a bunch of your other compatriots lying in beds similar to your own. This one is, the one that you're currently on is just covered in blood.
Tom absolutely riddled with bullets.
447's armor charred and blackened from fucking the grave.
Yes, suicide bombing.
But still breathing, surprisingly.
Oh yeah, you're made of tougher stuff.
Yeah.
I would stand and I
Tom,
would
the bear that
find my
wouldn't go the
comrades.
fuck down.
I'd get out of my bed and find my comrades and see if they can find their way back as I did.
So, you get up wordlessly without even saying anything to Zacharias, who is now eyeballing you. And you begin to observe the medical operations that are undergone to try and save your other companions. With the current status of our other compatriots, for instance, Centurion, who is currently, Centurion and Timothy, who are currently in stable conditions but don't have anything to come back.
Right.
Your status, if left untreated, could result in either you waking up an hour from now,
Or dying.
straight up dying an hour from now.
Yeah.
Yarreach is
With the medical attention provided, you all are stitched, cut open, and sewn back together in such a way that you all are allowed to regain a number of hit points equal to your level.
Cool, so 3 hit points.
Yay.
Same as gone for Ankos, who arrived at 1 HP and was sewn up basically as a corpse, like a doll.
So you're saying Timothy wakes up?
Yes. He wakes up to the face of a House Beldor noble.
Tim Tom does not take that kindly. Tim Tom grabs this noble by the fucking throat.
So
Oh,
you
wow.
go ahead and just snap out with your claws and wrap it around Zacharias' neck. He just immediately goes,
Like,
"Come
almost-
on!"
Do I see this?
Yeah, all of the
I'm-
Stenham guards are immediately starting to pull their weapons.
Like, it's
Even-
not
even-
so
even-
much
even
of, like,
though I'm
malicious,
wounded,
it's more of like an instinctual,
instinctual,
wake up,
yeah.
not know what the fuck's going on, and like it's flight or fight for him. So he just like reaches out and grabs.
Yeah, you're choking him, and he's just like, come, and the rest of the Stenham guards are getting their weapons out.
When I see this as I'm awake, even though I'm fucking still on the verge of death, I throw myself off the table. Tim Tom, doctor, easy.
I'm down.
It's
Tim
okay,
Tom's, like,
it's okay.
Being that
hyperventilating.
I was awake when this happened, watching
Oh,
the
yeah.
party. As soon as this
looking
happens, as soon as
around,
I see
like,
Tim Tom
not
reach his hand up to grab
knowing
this
what the
doctor,
fuck is going on.
I will make a dash for Tim Tom. I will grab the hand that is,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
basically
cusping this
pried
doctor.
off from this dude.
and then with the other hand, I will put on the side of his face and say, "Come to your senses, doctor. You're fine. You're awake. Stop hurting these people."
They're good
Tom looks
people.
around.
And you see that you are surrounded on all sides by allies and strangers.
Where are we?
You don't remember? We went to assault the vault. Assault the vault. Huh.
Hey, you don't.
Defend,
We
I
were
meant.
fighting.
As he comes back to his senses, I kind of like gently slap him on the cheek and say, "You're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. You're awake. You got knocked out. Just come back to your senses, big guy."
I look around. I don't know how, but we made it through.
I should have 0 resolve.
So now that I'm on my feet, I suddenly feel all the pain come back to my body at once, and I decide to lay back down.
Wave of bruises and lacerations and
My-
shrapnel.
It's probably the worst beating I've taken since waking up.
Tim Tom sees his fellow mates and just immediately like crawls out of his bed and just walks up to 447, pulling out med patches and kits and just starts
Just silently
working
healing.
on.
Kind of lean my head over
Working
towards
on
you. You're wounded too, and they've got doctors here. Go rest.
Tim Tom does not listen to you. He continues.
I'm gonna put my hand on your forearm. I am not consenting to this care.
I will also try to push you back down. once you
I'm
get-
going to put my hand on his forearm, and I'm going to emphatically say, I am not consenting to this care.
You almost get the sense like Tim Tom's just not listening to you. Like he's not registering what's being said.
Doctor, you need to rest. Go lay down. You're in as bad a shape as I am.
So it is about at this point that as all of you are seeing this happen, in a move that is much more fluid and strong than you have ever seen him, the Lord Zacharias puts a arm around Tim Tom's neck, climbing onto his back, and sticks something into his neck and depresses it. Now, Matthew,
Yes.
I'll give you an opportunity. Do you want to go on a fucking blood rage and probably die again? Or do you want to go to sleep?
No, Tim Tom in his attempt, he's still trying to like in his mind, he's trying to save 447. But
Yeah.
you just hear Tim Tom mutter before he goes on you. "I got you, Johnny." And then
Oh
just,
no.
Then it just
Yeah, he mutters something about like, "I've got you," and then gets stuck in the neck with something.
As
and falls to the
I
ground.
see Tim Tom start to go down, I'll be fine. You did all you could.
So as Zacharias gets back up, he orders 2 of his own guard to drag him back over to the table. He's still in need of medical treatment. We'll have to put him into a coma if he gets up like that again.
Well, I'd hope we were going to meet under better circumstances than this.
Well, life is often not that nice. And we are not so fortunate.
None of us are, but we're still breathing.
I am glad you made it here. I had something to reveal to you, but I couldn't get a hold of you via your communicator.
Well, as I'm sure you heard, things have hit the fan recently.
I heard you're all wanted criminals, right?
By the Syndicate.
That's a light way to put it.
He kind of shrugs his shoulders. I was never a part of the syndicate anyway. Well, technically, I was a citizen, but never in heart. The reason I was trying to get a hold of you is because, well, it's ready. I've been spending the past few weeks dedicating the rest of my family's resources into restoring the dropship.
Wait. What are you saying exactly?
We gotta take it off this rock.
We have a ship.
Huh.
My only question is, will you join me? And as he says that, that will be the end of tonight's session.
Fucking
I got-
A, bravo.
Yo!
I am going to cut the recording here, and we will call it good till next week.